And we're back here once again with another episode of the MSK show, and this is going to be episode 152. So I hope you guys had a great Super Bowl weekend. I did, as my team took home the trophy, but more on that in just a moment. And I hope you guys have a great week ahead of you. I'll be doing my taxes this week on the same day as I am watching Captain African America, as well as the same day that's Valentine's Day. And I may or may not, at that point in time, have all my funds back that person took away. But obviously, you take everything away. It was just a little bit of amount that I obviously need to have for the next 2 weeks so I get paid, you know? But it's okay. I have the tools to cope with whatever life throws at me. So, as you guys know, I for the very first game I watched on the NFL was through the Eagles. Vin Diesel was outside just trying to start a new movie or an action scene. So if you guys don't know, I first started watching the NFL back in like 2008 when Michael Vick came back after his dog incident. So I've been a fan of this team for, let's just say, through the ringer for the last...
Since MSK was like three.
I was 7th grade. It was when Transformers first came out. Man, I've been with this team for like 18 years. And when we finally won a Super Bowl back in 2018, that's been like one of my most favorite moments of my adult life. It was really, really close game. It was the nail biter all the way through. And then when the whole team lifted the trophy together for the first time, I was just like, man, I don't want to cry. And I don't cry because that's for women. But I was like, yes, thank you. Yeah, my brothers. Ugh. So then, you know, a few years later, 2022, we do make the finals again. And we actually were winning the entire game until the whole defensive line just choked to the fucking max. Literally about as badly as you can choke. That's what actually happened. So every single thing went wrong. And then we ended up losing the Super Bowl. And I tell people this, that's one of the more harder losses that I've ever experienced when it comes to like any team that I support. I was like, man, so close yet so far, you know, right then and there, a team just happened to choke away, you know. And then last year they were doing really, really well until they lost to the 49ers in one of the games, and that exposed pretty much how bad the team was. And then they bombed out of the playoffs on like round 1, 2, something like that. And then come this year, everything's looking good. And you're like, okay, I don't want to believe again. You make me try to think it's possible. And then, as you guys know in the Cloud9 podcast, like, your job's not done. So job's not done yet. We have one more match to go. And then come to find out, yeah, and Patrick Mahomes is out here. I thought I was going to have Taylor Swift on her knees after my team won. Now, it turns out Patrick Mahomes is on his knees after getting completely actually destroyed last night. He was choking his ass off. I was like, they're this bad? I've watched some of their games throughout the season, right? But were they that bad? Choking hard. He was choking unbelievably bad. And then it got to a point where they hadn't scored until the end of the third quarter. On the last 30 seconds, that's when they got their first points. Yeah, he had the very good throw at the very end. We had that really nice long-range throw. But
yeah,
at that
point, the one touchdown they got, but it's like I felt like every play that I was watching, like, because I was zoning in and out of it and talking to people around me. But it's like I felt every time I was watching like the Chiefs go to throw, it was just landing about 20 feet in front of him in the dirt, like every single throw. I was like, what is happening? I thought these are supposed to be the best of the best.
That's not counting the times he got sacked.
He got sacked the most times for a quarterback in Super Bowl history. He got sacked 7 or 8 times. His offensive line his defensive line protecting him was so unbelievably bad. Like
that wasn't a fluke. I think I said it last week. The Eagles had the best roster in the NFL, and their defense just got hotter and hotter.
Barkley went on, turned it up so hard. Like, man, there was a play in the second quarter toward the end of it before the halftime show where if he made that, they would at least maybe have like 25, 26 points because he could have just ran it in for them. Hopkins just dropped it. It was the most wide open shot a person could ever catch, and he just dropped it. I was like, you know what? You can't catch stuff like that, you're probably not going to win the game. But keep in mind, it's not even counting Mahomes' 3 interceptions he threw. It's pretty easy to win a game when the quarterback is blatantly a secret agent for the enemy team to win, honestly. He's sitting here throwing
what it seemed like. Like I don't even follow football that much, and I was just like, what is happening right now? This is one of the worst games I've ever watched. And I basically kind of only watch the Super Bowl every year, especially if I have money on it. This year I didn't have any money on it, and I wish I would have, because usually I go for the team that people aren't talking about as much. And I knew the Eagles have been doing well or whatever, but most people were like, "Oh, they're going to give it to the Chiefs because it'll be 3 in a row or some shit." And I was like, I would have put like $100 on the Eagles and see.
This was not a fluke. I mean, they dominated in every single area of the football game. It doesn't matter whether it was offense, defense, special teams. They dominated just from start to finish. It wasn't even close. They made it somewhat respectable.
The Chiefs played like something I would have called a special team.
We had the one Hail Mary play.
Remember
the one play that Bob knows, because remember the one play in the third quarter till the very end, the fourth quarter, when they threw the flag because it was offsides. Had that, because he actually stolen the ball. Had he had stolen that and the guy didn't get called for offsides, that would have been almost a 50-point game. Keep in mind, they had scored 55 points against the Commanders a week prior to this, right? They were very close to hitting 50 points if that offsides call didn't go into the Chiefs' favor. So I don't know how this works, right? So the Chiefs apparently have things rigged for them to get to the finals, to get blown out by the other team, only for them not to win. So I don't know. Is the NFL, is it rigged or is it not rigged? No, I don't know.
No, look, it's not rigged. I've said this before. At the end of the day, when you become the elite team or the face of the league, you get the benefit of the calls. And that's what happened to the Chiefs all season long. They kept getting the benefit of the calls. Truth of the matter is, I thought they were going to lose in the playoffs. I did not think that they were that good of a team based on what their record was. They won a lot of close games, and several of those games were because of calls that went their way. And I was actually surprised they got that they got by Buffalo. And
I was very surprised by that too. Yeah.
So at the end of the day, the Eagles were just that much better. They had been quietly winning all year. Well, everybody was talking about Detroit and Kansas City and Buffalo, Minnesota, and all these other teams.
It feels very similar to that. Like same narratives that year. Quiet team, underdog. It seems to be whenever the Chiefs face them, they have a very hard time with them.
They got outplayed the last time they played the Eagles. The truth of the
matter, it was literally just because the offensive line choked. Yeah, I said the same thing. It just because the offensive line choked their ass off the last time. They were literally winning the entire game until that very exact moment. Keep in mind, against 49ers, had the Chiefs defense not had that clutch sack against the 49ers quarterback, they win that too. Keep in mind, if he makes that in, I mean, he makes that throw, it's over. It's one of those things where I was watching some of their games, like my friend Chaz was. He was like, the team isn't that good. They're getting away with a lot of murder here. Like, this is any team that's better than them is going to expose them. They exposed them insanely hard. Like, guys, we're talking like every single player on the Eagles had a historic X number for Super Bowl. Saquon Barkley, most yard runs, blah blah blah. Fucking ever. Like, Saquon Barkley should have got MVP in my opinion. All those sacks he did, playing out of his mind. Like, man, maybe if the Eagles want to do better and they want to see themselves win, just be a part of the Planet of the Apes franchise. There's a lot of motherfucking black guys on those teams. But yeah, 2 trophies. I'm so happy. I was happy all day, man. Like, fucking hell, it was. I just didn't expect to get a Broncos Seahawks Super Bowl, because that's the worst Super Bowl I've ever seen. Like, since I started watching Super Bowls, is the Broncos Seahawks one. That one, Broncos didn't even try to win. That one was just exceptionally bad. And I was like, is this gonna be another Broncos Seahawks one? Everyone at the church, because I watched the first half of the church and I came home and I did the watch party, like I told you guys, on Rumble. Because people ask me, MSK, where's the watch party for Rumble? I did it live on Rumble. They took it down. They didn't give me a notification or nothing. I re-uploaded the VOD. The VOD's there if you people want to go watch it, where I was saying some unbelievably Riz Master things to Anna's Gameland. Things that I would never say here because it would make me look pretty bad. But I was hypothetically talking about giving her back shots and getting her pregnant, all that stuff. It wasn't bad.
It just sounds like a typical MSK conversation. What are you talking about?
You should have seen it off screen. Off stream, it was even worse. Oh my God. I was talking about maybe I could make her blow her load and give her orgasms. It's easy with women, you know. The Riz is all there. But yeah, I've been so happy all day. Because I never thought this would happen. This is because it was actually harder to win the first one than it was to win this one. People remember. And I'll say, Philadelphia could be pretty retarded when it comes to like most fans with how they burn the city down, even though they're the ones that are winning, which is really cringe. This has always been cringe, honestly. But no, just God, man, holy crap. We have 2 Super Bowls now. I'm happy. We win another one. I might just actually descend into the heavens and just be like, okay, God, take me. Well, wait, I don't believe in. I'm not a Christian, honestly. So I would go into the heaven where top G's are allowed. I would go into top G heaven.
Well, like I said to society, if you get to heaven and you see an MSK there, they're lying and you're actually in hell.
God, but
I
don't know why.
The TV show's a good place. Like the devil's tricking you, man.
I said I wanted my team to make sure Taylor Swift gets on her knees. Man, did you see her face when they were at 0 and it was 0-20? She was like, wow, we actually are boosted trash. Their team was doing an airport speed run. They were running it, hypothetically running, because in football you run. They were literally running it down. He threw 3 interceptions, and his team at one point was 30-0. Guys, he was playing.
I saw it was bad. 20 when I started paying attention, or when I got downstairs to watch it. It was like 27-0, and I was like, "What is happening?"
That was the beginning of the third quarter. He'd been playing that unbelievably bad. It was horrible, and the only person he ever passed it to was Taylor Swift's boyfriend. Only person he was ever passing it to, because the only person I would actually catching the ball. But that guy's fat and fucking, he can't run. You're relying on Kelsey to be your runner. You might as well just clean it up, because he's getting his ass cleaned up by Taylor Swift later on with that fucking strap on she's gone on to peg that fucking loser. So, I had it pretty good. My team won the Super Bowl. I had sex with my wife, and she gave me anal, because I said, hey, if my team wins, you got to let me we got to have anal sex. She's like, yeah, for sure. I'll give it up for you, daddy. I'll spread it for you. And I'm like, yes, sure. Syfax believes me, and Bob doesn't, but it's okay. It's all good. I have no reason to lie. It's like
how every stream I'm on, I can just tell more and more. You've maybe gotten to second base at best, even with your boyfriend. Like,
whoa. Hey, I'm straight as hell. I am openly proud heterosexual,
You could have just left it at openly proud, and we'd know actually what you meant. It's fine.
No, man. I had a great day. Barring work, and
that's good.
Work will always be trash, but man, I hadn't felt this good in a while. After that sting of almost beating them before, I was like, man, that sucks so bad. And then getting your ass blasted by the 49ers to have your team I'm not kidding everyone. Their record was like 10-3. They proceeded to lose 10 games straight after the 49ers destroyed them. I'm not kidding. They actually lost 10 straight. I'm like, what kind of luck is that? It's crazy. So, yeah. Hey, I can say, fly, Eagles, fly now, baby. We're on top. And as a black guy, we're never on top. So savor this moment as much as you can. Usually there'll be a white man will be on top later on. But
pretty sure it's usually black guys on top, just because they have to fuck large white women. And you don't want that on top of you. They're going to just break your ass in half.
Super Bowl champions. This one's for Philly. Okay, don't do that cringe All Might stuff. This one's for you. What? By that logic, why was the last one for us? But whatever. It doesn't matter. Everyone played good. Jalen Hurts, there was a video of his that he put out that they captured where after he got taught, after they did the whole analyst desk after the game, he went into the locker room and just sat there on the floor, just looking in awe. Because remember, he was dismissed as a pro, never said he was going to be good. He was just soaking. I was like, man, that's pretty humble, I would say. Like, imagine being told you're never going to be as good as Tom Brady or fucking the Manning brothers, or good as, fucking any of those people. Andrew Luck, he'll never be as good as Aaron Rodgers. But no, he ended up doing it. That's a pretty wholesome moment. Yeah, they're going fucking insane there. They've been partying all day. This city, they probably canceled school or everything. He canceled everything. How about you partying after this game is over? Good Lord. Yeah, that was him. He just went over and just sat down after he won. When do you see that? When do you see someone do that? He's just soaking it all in like, wow. He's the only one of the
Is he the same one that sat on the field? Is he the same one? Because
No,
I saw the one where the
Patrick
guy's
Mahomes.
sitting on the field and with his son or something. And
No, that was
like,
Patrick
okay,
Mahomes. He was
That's
sitting
at
on the
least kind of
bench.
humble.
That was Mahomes. He was sitting on the bench after he was crying after he was getting destroyed. That was Mahomes for sure.
The guy I saw was in a Eagles jersey.
I was making a joke there, but yeah, Jalen Hurts just sitting there taking it all in, not like me. I give it all to my wife, honestly. And whew, God, that was a packed stadium. God, man, having some all fun. That was the image back when they lost. That's a pretty horrible night. 3 years later, probably better wallpaper for this one, where you're holding the trophy and not fucking getting ass black. Job's finished. Yeah, we only had one more job left, which was to beat Kansas City. Anna was on the stream. She was like, I want the Chiefs to win. And I was like, girl, you could just marry me, and that would be a much better outcome for your life than, wanting the Chiefs to win. It's okay.
MSK, how many wives do you have?
Wait a minute. In Muslims' religion, can't you have more than one and be okay? Forgot. Damn. Yeah, you the whole one wife thing. Fucking hell, man. I do like that
here. I think the only ones out here in America that do that is certain sects of the Mormon religions.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't mind if they have more than one wife because you get tired. One girl too long is just enough, man. You're like, okay, maybe I want another one. Like it's like cereal. One day I want Frosted Flakes, the next day I want Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and the next day I might want Cocoa Puffs.
Dude, you look like you're barely lucky to get top ramen, but all right.
Yeah, that's called being single. You don't do that when you get married.
Anna's not married. No, not even close. If she wants to, I mean, I'm not saying I would stay there if we had kids because I want to kind of perpetuate stereotypes. I kind of want to leave, but we'll see how it goes. Also, the halftime show people wanted to talk about. I mean, I will say this: outside of Kendrick, the Uncle Sam thing, Samuel Jackson being Uncle Sam was actually kind of cool. Not gonna lie, that was the only
part of the halftime show that I liked. But I'm gonna
really,
be honest,
yeah, same, yeah.
I'll be honest. Part of it is because I'm just not a huge rap fan to begin with, so yeah, I wasn't already digging it. I do think it was well put together. It's just not my
production was good. Yeah,
it's just not my favorite genre of music. So
what I thought was funny about it, so like me and like one of my best friends, he's basically my brother. It's like we're giant metalheads. Like we listen to a ton of metal, but don't get me wrong, we also listen to plenty of rap and stuff like Tech Nine, like good rappers, actually decent rappers. And so I had no idea other than I've heard that song, the diss song. I've heard that one before, obviously. And I was like, I don't even know if this is a good show for this guy because, like, I thought his lyrics were pretty fucking weak. Like, the presentation was fine or whatever, but his son was having a blast and his friend likes him. So I was like, well, he's entertaining the fans.
Yeah.
And his son's like 16 and he was having a good time. So I was like, well, at least the demographic that they're probably aiming for is liking it, I guess. So it did its job.
That's the thing too. It's like you had a bunch of people. This is probably one of the more talked about halftime shows in recent memory because Usher's was not talked about. Rihanna's wasn't. Bruno, like a lot of them that you hear about the halftime shows, they kind of just come and go. But this one was talked about way more because of the Kendrick, Lamar, Drake beef, the fucking you get a lot of older people going, well, I don't know that song. Because you're not fucking young. If you were young, that would be your music.
I went and picked up a pizza during the halftime show. Like once it started and the music, I was like, I'm gonna order.
I don't like halftime shows. Literally, that's when I left the church. I was like, I don't like
time in a Pizza Hut. It was all good. Like
Pizza Hut's trash. That's disgusting.
It's the closest one to me, and it was like $7. So whatever.
Of course, you can't beat that. $7 is fine.
Go to a Little Caesars.
Exactly. Well, the Little Caesars is like 5 miles away, and that thing's probably.
Oh my god! What a poor baby! Fucking
that thing's
first
totally
world problems here,
dude. It's totally cleared out at $5 a piece. That thing's way more packed. People are just buying all of them at once. Like, yeah, let's just supply our whole pizza party with this stuff.
Yeah, I agree, Bob. It was a well-made production. Like, it was a well-made crafted. I mean, at least Kendrick Lamar. I like him. He was just flying the American flag in his performance, not that fucking bullshit black girl. What is it called? The black national anthem they're trying to push on people now. Also, at least Kendrick Lamar was at least sporting an American flag in his performance.
I don't know if like one black person that actually listens to that and was like, wow, this totally represents us.
Ask them if they know the lyrics.
Like when I heard it, it was just embarrassing. Like it's an embarrassing song.
Everyone knows our national anthem. It's it's an iconic thing to America. It's crazy. Only one Super Bowl I might ever have a chance to witness my team winning has a black national anthem. Maybe it's the reason why, because I always rage out at black people. Maybe that's why I'm cursed. I rage out at black people on the shows, and then they gave me a black national anthem. Guys, it's turning here, man. The ironies are ironies. Come on, man. It's working.
And they've been
Michael
doing it for a
says,
while though, and once they started, they almost can't stop because if they do,
if they
stop,
took
ended the end racism
they took the
touchdown
end
thing.
racism thing out, and then they took the
Yeah.
black national anthem out of it, they would have been probably lambasted, by the left.
that's why I'm
Like,
saying
oh my
once you
God.
start,
Like,
you can't
can we
do
just
it.
go
And
back
then, like
to
you said, they got
America?
rid of the end racism signs.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Like,
Oh, you also have I mean, there's
for one, those shouldn't have been there to begin with. Let's just be
Absolutely.
honest.
it shouldn't even been
Same
an
with the
option.
black national anthem. It should
Yeah.
just be the American national anthem, like the national anthem. Jesus,
There's
it's
the
not that
other
hard of a
one.
concept.
There's the other one people were talking about, though, Taylor Swift getting booed. I will say this.
That was hilarious.
That was pretty funny.
I think it's how would I say this? Because it could be so hit or miss. I think, as we know with the election, the internet is a lot more involved with certain impactful decisions in real life compared to how it used to be. Because back in the day, it was very jarring. And it still is between real life and
each year
the
it's
internet.
getting more and more like that. People are realizing the best way to get their news is through social
X.
media, sadly.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing. It's just the truth, and that's what's happening. So people are slowly adapting to it. And every year it's becoming more and more apparent that that's the thing.
Yeah.
It's like I saw that thing. Somebody posted about it. It was like some of the bigger news networks were getting less than 100,000 views in a month, basically, like, because their stuff is so bad. And then they would sit there and rag on Trump about only getting, like, he was like, oh, this is the lowest performing thing on live TV. But then he had like 88 million views on like X. And it's like, yeah, that's because that's where everyone's watching the shit. No one's coming to you guys for news anymore. They've stopped that by a lot. So
yeah, this is what I
got to
was
go with the flow.
Bob.
You're gonna get left behind, man. It's just.
This was telling Bob, since he has the whole step kid thing. They don't watch traditional news. That's us generation that will still be on the news, or the previous one. It's like when our generation was a thing, that's when it was phased out.
Laugh at them. Yeah, we basically see the shit to laugh at it, because
I literally only watch traditional media. Yeah, I only watch traditional media if it's a YouTube short where it's like this leftist gets dunked on by this political Christian conservative. That's the only time you watch them. No one watches full news.
I don't know where to even watch Piers Morgan other than random clips I see online.
But I don't think he's on any of the mainstream, is he? I thought he has his own.
He has on his
YouTube channel. I don't even know.
On his YouTube channel, you can watch the full thing if you want to.
But
I'm sure I could find him if I wanted to watch that. I don't like his commentary to begin with, but when I do see him, it's usually him dunking on a leftist or something, or talking shit. Yeah, I know it used to not be like that. Maybe, like I said, I don't know. I don't watch the guy. I don't watch a lot of this stuff other than if I see it in a clip, or I'm just doom scrolling at the end of the night. That's about it. Like, I don't really care most of the time. But that's the thing. It's like a lot of people out there like me. I want to say it was around 2018 or so. Like, I wasn't really watching pretty much anything political at all. I was just working, going to work, coming back, coming home, maybe play some video games, hang out with my girl, living life like that. And then I want to say it was around, after the pandemic stuff. So it's only been a few years since I started maybe getting more interested in this stuff, because I was like, the people that I would talk to seemed not informed at all. And I was like, oh, let me jump on this and let me check out this stuff. And then, I'd find like real article, or like people talking like a normal person, whether it was like comic book stuff. So you find people like Nerdrotic and stuff like that, whether you like them or not, doesn't matter. I was like, these guys at least seem genuine. And now I know them in person. And I'm like, these guys, they're genuine, pretty straightforward people. It's like the people I would talk to at comic shops or at whatever place I was at. It's like, this is a regular conversation. These sound like normal people. And then everybody else outside of that, whenever they would talk about certain things, they just weren't informed at all. They haven't read anything. They don't look into it. And I was like, okay. So I felt like I secluded myself naturally just from working so much and not caring. That when I jumped into it, I was lost for probably like a good year, where I was like, I don't really know which side is right. And let me kind of figure this shit out. And then the more common, like, I'm a common sense person. I work blue collar and stuff. So common sense is literally my forte. So and the side that sounded most common sense to me happens to be the right side right now. They have to be the right considering, or not all Republicans, whatever, but it's like the people who talk about the right seem to be more in tune with the idea of common sense, or at least have some common sense. Not all their stuff is perfect, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of jumbling there. It's like, I don't 100% agree with you, but it's like I'm probably like 80% here, and there's some stuff on the left that it's like there's some people out there that make some sense too. It's just far and few in between.
Right.
So it just resonated more with me, where I'm like, I work with a bunch of blue collar people. That's been my life. And this is the side that sounds right more up this alley. Like, okay. So I don't know, man.
You saw a lot of that though, this election. A lot of people that just they'd be voting Democrat for years and years, but it just, when it came to common sense, it was
it's like too far. It's just too far. Yeah, it just got too far to where it's like, okay, it's that whole what's that fallacy? It's like the not the rolling fallacy. What's the one where it just spirals out of control?
Crabs in a bucket? No. Well, I mean that would work too, kind of.
No, it's where like you keep letting things go, and God, it's a something fallacy.
Well, they're just out of touch, essentially.
Well, there's a certain term for it. I'll probably think of it after.
You need a genius level intellect, like I have. I have a genius level intellect.
No, well, I'm kind of just rambling, but at the same time, I am going on with something. But anyways, it's that's how this stuff goes. But it just sounded so ridiculous.
Snowball? Is that what you're thinking?
Snowball effect? Yeah, the snowball effect. There you go.
There you go. We got her.
Why did
now
I?
He's the intellect, MSK.
But yeah, the snowball effect. And it was like, hey, well, we got to win. And then it got to the point where like, yeah, let's also start targeting children. And that's when people started being like, hold the fuck up, And then after that, and it's like, you start seeing the cracks and everything. And now you start looking at everything else. And it's like, actually, a lot of this shit's bad, man. A lot of this is not good. So I don't know. I guess technically I'd be considered a right winger. I'm like, I don't even really care about politics like that at all. To a certain extent, it's just like, no, I'm on the side of common sense is the way that I look at it. Now, if it can shift more towards the middle, I feel like that's where a lot of people kind of technically stand, is somewhere in the middle. It's like, yeah, we still want equality. We want this. We want a lot of these things. We don't want to just steamroll it the other way either. It's like the pendulum swinging back and forth. You don't want to just hit it with a sledgehammer and just knock everything out. It's like, no, there's still some okay things over there. So I get it, but I feel right now it's like we're just getting a correction, and we're going to be somewhere in the middle eventually. And it's like, okay, we're going to get a little push here, a little push there, and whatever side. Hopefully it doesn't just completely destroy it, because that's also not the right way to do it either. So
yeah, that was my thing too, is the conservatives or the right, whatever as people want to call them these days.
That's just what it's called now. So whatever.
Yeah, they got a chance to win. Don't blow it.
Kind of right now.
Yeah, I mean, hey, if Brett Cooper ever wants to leave her husband and date a real guy like me, we could run for president. Can we? I'll have her do it. I'm fucking poor. As she has no, I have a bank account right now.
You up in her Porsche from
Sounds
your,
good.
Walmart job. It'll be great.
God, man, holy shit! I'll just say, Ben Shapiro. Isn't she just Ben Shapiro as a girl? I'm still never.
Yeah, if that's the one you're talking about with Brett Cooper, right? Yeah.
Oh God, man. At least she gets.
I thought she was his sister.
No,
that's
Abby.
That's how much I don't follow them. Is that
his sister?
I don't even know.
To be fair, her sister has some great boobs. Do I really listen to what she says? Just depends on what I'm looking at the screen, honestly.
I don't watch those guys. I see some of the people maybe quote tweet some of their stuff, and maybe I'll read it, and I'm like, okay, but I don't follow them enough to know enough about them to form a full-on opinion. I know that Matt Walsh has bad takes on anime. That's about it. That's about it.
I heard people say he's doing it just to tease people. It's not really how he really comes off.
Yeah, like if you saw the that movie he just did, where it's like, what was it called? Like something white people, or
I'm not a racist.
Am I racist? Yeah, am I racist? And it's like, that shit was funny as hell. That shit was hilarious. It's actually really good.
I think half of what he does is trolling people.
Yeah.
I mean, he must, and like if he leans into it, fine.
The person that's being more serious
some of the
Michael
stuff.
Knowles. Michael Knowles is being more. Michael Knowles literally. I can't say this on YouTube anyway because he doesn't say it. He wants to literally eradicate true people. It's literally stuff he says. That's way more of a serious kind of thing than what Matt Walsh is doing. Being like
Troon people or the J word? No,
the Decepticons, the ones that pose as a different Autobot or transform. Fucking hell.
That's when I feel like I started to pay attention to all the YouTube stuff. Was on when all that stuff started to become more and more popularized or whatever. Was all that stuff, and I was like, as long as you're 18 or higher, like I kind of don't care. I'm like, once then, but then you start hearing about them doing this behind the scenes stuff, and you start hearing about the stuff in schools, and I was still apprehensive about that. I was like, oh, this could all be bullshit too. And then you hear about people like pretending they're cats in school, and they would set up litter boxes. And I was like, wow, I don't feel like that's a real thing either. Until I talked to one of my cousins when I went up to visit them, and she took her kids out of school because they literally did that. And I was like, holy shit, this is all real. Like I didn't know what to do about that. I was like, I guess some of this stuff is real out there. And I know literally from sort of a firsthand experience. And I'm like, holy shit. Or secondhand experience, I guess, because it's my cousin. But they were like, yeah, mom took us out because of this. And I was like, what?
I was going to say, before we go to the topics, this year's Super Bowl was the most watched in history with 126 million viewers. So
I find that interesting just because a lot of people were saying, I have no interest in this Super Bowl, yet they all still tuned in.
I guarantee you they did. That was so cringe. Keep in mind, they got their wish. They wanted to see Kansas City lose. They lost in probably the best way you could probably possibly imagine. Because, even with Mahomes, he has that thing of like, oh, could he come back? And could he throw that one play that gets him back in? That didn't happen at all. They got destroyed.
But it also had the possibility of setting a new record for like a team that won 3 years in a row. So that's kind of a big deal for a lot of people.
To be fair, technically, they would be the first to do it in the Super Bowl era. So the Packers did it before it was called the Super Bowl. So they would actually be the first one to do it ever. And that was stopped.
So that's a big deal.
Wasn't that also before the league merger too?
Yeah.
So there were less teams also. So
yeah,
you got to factor that into it as well.
Well, at least we don't hear the Cowboys fans being like, yeah, we're doing it this year.
When things have like a first possibility of things, people are kind of interested to tune in. They're like, dude, I was there. I saw it.
There.
I watched it. Like, it's like, if you would have known about, let's say 9/11 the day before, you'd been like, I got to see if this is real. And you would have tuned in and been like, fuck, I lost that bet hard. You still would have watched it. Let's be honest.
Let me message this woman and be like, hello, ma'am. May I ask you a question? Because that's how you get the girls to talk to you on Twitter. Let me see if she wants to ever, talk to me.
I could respond for her. No.
Like, what the hell? Why do you guys gotta do that to me? I'm trying to make connections and collaborate and build an empire here. My empire is
trying to save other people's sanity, just one person at a time.
All right. So as you guys know, there will be some topics tonight. Gonna do at least just 3 of them. Yeah, good lord. This first one that we're gonna get into is just really annoying and really stupid. And
maybe right really back real quick then before you start.
But, okay. He left me. So Cyphex is leaving me just like my dad. So that's always good, Emily said they had this chart of a difference of how tall the Packers linemen for Super Bowl I were and the Eagles from the 2024 season, and the modern day Eagles lines are taller than the Packers most of the past. Yeah. So it's weird. For NFL, because I don't know everything, obviously. I'm like a casual in most of it. What is the value of trophies before Super Bowl era versus Super Bowl era?
Well, I mean, I think they still count them as championships, for the organizations. But I mean, everything changed once the league merged and you started having a Super Bowl. That was the whole point. Is you now had a much bigger league with more competition, and so it meant a lot more. And as a result, it's a lot harder to three-peat. And then, I mean, I can only think of a couple of teams that have gotten close. Kansas City, they actually made it to the Super Bowl with a chance to get there. Dallas won a couple in a row and then lost in the playoffs, but then ended up winning the year after. So they won 3 out of 4. The 49ers in the 80s had won 2 in a row and got to the NFC Championship and lost. And that would have been their third. So, I mean, it's just it's really difficult to do. I mean, you see it in other sports, but in football is just the ultimate team game, and it's
Yeah.
really difficult to try to get back to that level. You look at, say, something like basketball, you could have one or two players that could stick with a team for a while, and they're just the best, and they can carry a team past somebody. But
Yeah.
football, you have no control. For example, Patrick Mahomes had no control over what his defense did against the Eagles offense. So, I mean, he had to just sit there.
Defense.
Yeah, so it's my point is that it's a team game. You have to win in every aspect, and so it's real difficult to three-peat in that sport.
Yeah, it's also if anyone goes back and look and just looks at Michael Jordan highlights for like the NBA, you can see just how differently the game was played versus where it is at now. So it's so weird because if you come from that era, you just think that's the sport. If you come from this era, you were born there, you think this is a sport. That's why the kids nowadays think like LeBron's their favorite, the Michael Jordan now, because he's the only Michael Jordan type player they've seen throughout their entire life. They don't know about Kobe Bryant or Michael Jordan or Shaquille before all those people, And it just depends on which era you grew up in. Like, to be fair, guys, you still have Raiders fans out there thinking that their trophies matter, and they haven't won shit in, let's just say, forever, honestly. Forever. Like, literally, we'll die before they ever win again, honestly. Remember the Cowboys fans thing, dude? Every year they get to the playoffs and be like, we're going to make it this year, man. We're making the run. Never have. I'm so glad people stopped it. Maybe after the 15th time, you would realize you're cursed.
Michael in the chat pointed out that the defenses were allowed to do a lot more back in those days. And that's true. The defenses were a lot tougher to play against back in the 80s and 90s and 70s and all that. You could be a lot more aggressive. The quarterback wasn't protected the way that they are now. You don't see as many flags, or your pass interference wasn't called in the same way that it is nowadays. I mean, so yeah, it was a whole different game.
As you guys know, Valentine's Day is coming up, so I'm gonna probably spend it alone, depressed, black.
Sounds about right.
Okay. Gonna go see a more successful black man than me in a movie. That's gonna be the best thing ever. Oh God. In fairness, the Raiders have a better chance of winning than the Jets. Yeah, the Jets are probably cursed. They lost Aaron Rodgers too. They announced that they're gonna be kicking him. To be fair, he got hit, 2023? He got hit one time and was out the entire season. Yeah, if you're that bad of your body not being able to handle anything, then it's just not possible. Because if that happens again, it's just, I understand it from a team point of view. The guy took literally one hit and said, you know what, my body doesn't work anymore. It's like, well, that kind of just kills momentum of a team, because the team's thinking they're getting this great quarterback. They can play around, you strategize, you synergize, you practice a lot, you practice for hours on end, and your quarterback goes, you know what, I got hit once and I'm out. Yeah, from a team point of view, you probably want to not play with the guy anymore. I think he's a bad guy, but, it's like, what the fuck are you doing?
No, they're planning for the future at this point. He has one. If he decides to play another year or two, that's all he's got is a year or two. And you didn't exactly do much with him this year. And Father Time isn't, it isn't friendly. It'll still hit you no matter what.
Yeah,
Aaron Rodgers.
I had that happen to me a couple years ago when I was about 31, 32 or whatever. Me and my buddies.
I thought you were just a white guy.
Dude, I used to go to like Tracy Murray basketball camp. I was actually a pretty good basketball player. And I grew up playing baseball with Juan Carlos Stanton. He was my neighbor. I used to pitch to that kid all the time. But this actually happened to me when I used to do like it's like downhill single tracks on mountain bikes.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, we haven't done it for a while. And so for a couple of years, we were riding mountain bikes. And there was this jump, and it was barely it was probably like a 15-foot drop into like a 10-foot ramp. And it was only like 6 foot to clear, maybe 5 feet to clear. And I was like, I haven't done this in years. Let's go for it. Hit it, and then I cased it. And what casing means is like your tire hits the lip, and it like hit the back, pushed me over, and it flung me into a thorn bush. And I was like, oh, I should be able to walk this off. And I was done for like 2 weeks. if I was like 20, I would have been up and the next day. So it's like, this might not be a good idea anymore.
I will also tell people before we go into topics, the last thing I'll tell people this. There were years that I thought it was over for us ever even getting to a finals. We would always kind of lose maybe the NFC championship too. Keep in mind, Panthers have made it to one final at one point. The Cincinnati Bengals made it to a fucking final after their long years of drought and shit. You know, Rams made it to a couple of finals actually themselves. You never know. One year, you take a coin toss in your team, you might eventually get there. Hey, there might be a year where the Dolphins make the finals. Probably never win, but it might happen. You just never know when it comes to a game like this. So don't give up on your team winning a Super Bowl. Guys, it took me, the team I'd root for, it took us a good decade for it to happen. So some of you little whippersnappers out there, wait longer. God damn it, you got to be in it. There was this time back in 2013 when I graduated, Eagles went 3-15. There was a time, your boy almost gave up hope, and I did give up hope. Honestly, I was like, you know what? I'm a Superman myself off a roof. So. Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah. It's it's never fucking too late for a team to get to a finals. Guys with the Bengals can get to a finals. Your team can too. If people say it's that rigged, then it's probably pretty fucking easy to win, right? I mean, hey, Brady has 7 rings. Obviously, he has more rings than fucking like I have women. Obviously. Also, hey, I'll count that Seahawks one. That second one where he fucking quarterback could have just thrown it in, could have just ran it in to win, and he just fucking choked. They just threw the entire Super Bowl. He has 5 of them. The Falcons, remember that one, guys, where Falcons were pretty much dominating as hard as you could, and then they let Brady come back. It's okay. Oh, sorry, in recent memory.
I think that was the year that after that year, I started hearing more and more of the allegations about it being rigged. Was from that year on.
They threw the hardest league you could possibly have. That's crazy. All right. I see. I don't know everything. You learn something every day. The Dolphins are also the only team to finish a season and Super Bowl win undefeated. That's not getting usurped anytime soon. Like, when was the last undefeated season in recent memory?
I don't know. Was it maybe Patriots or something? That's the only team I can think.
If we're talking regular season, the Patriots went undefeated in the regular season, and then lost in the and then 7, I think.
It was the Steelers one. They're undefeated in the regular season.
And then they lost in the Super Bowl. But if you're talking about a team who went all the way, it was the Miami Dolphins in the 70s.
Is that the one? Yeah. Okay. I mean, once like this girl's hitting on me right now.
At that time, in all fairness, there were less games. I think they only had a 13-game season, and they were able to go all the way. So,
what is MSK doing?
There's girls messaging me, literally. A lot of hot ladies are trying to get me to be their Valentine. Guys, I'm not going to be a lonely, single, depressed, virginless incel loser on Valentine's Day. I've had
a couple people in chat just put X to doubt,
Whoa. How would you? Tiny said she could be my Valentine, but, I was like, you know what? I will not take advantage of disabled women like that. I have standards. So you guys are joking.
We know, because obviously the answer was no.
She's fragile, so if we ever had sex, she would break in half. That's clearly how sex works. All right, let's get some giga bangers here. I'm going Super Saiyan. Oh, God. Okay, I'm tired. All right, guys, show's over. I'm gonna go fucking throw myself out a window. It's over. Okay, I blew my load in like 2 seconds. Obviously,
all right,
16-game season for the Patriots. True. Side fact should be a Packers fan because he was packing my wife's butthole last night. No, dude, know how I give you all these layups to freaking dunk in and you never catch them. How dare you?
No, we caught it. It just had. We didn't need a rim shot there. He needed one of those.
You threw the ball up and then you said what you said, and I immediately threw it at the referee just to make sure we didn't get that shit. And so I could get
the woman from referee. The game. We hate women here. It's obviously true. All right,
let's do it.
Hey everyone, I am a black guy and you're daddy. Okay, I'm joking. That wasn't part of the recording because I'm a genius level intellect human being. My mind has expanded so much past your pathetic, feeble human minds as could ever possibly comprehend. Sci-Fax agrees. He always does. He's like my Robin.
MSK over here looking like, my name is MSK.
Okay, you're Robin. I'm Batman. You can always be second best. You can always be the sidekick. I'll be the main attraction for the ladies. You know?
Yeah, let's go with that.
Damn, that was pretty anticlimactic. Fucking hell. Common MSKL. No, I never have L's. I always have W's. You know, drop an L in chat to show support. You guys are pieces of shit, honestly. I hate all of you. I hope your moms.
I agree with Michael.
No one. He lives in Michigan.
A pretty stand-up guy.
Michigan is an L state. No one wants to live in Michigan, Michael. The 3 Great Lakes is all that state is known for. And you only learn that in school. Because no one cares about fucking lakes when you get older. It's like, oh, cool, it's a Great Lake here. It's like, man, might as well go swim. That's have an alligator eat my arm off. It's like, fucking hell, right? But nevertheless, the genius level intellect will bless you with knowledge. No? All right. That was really cringe, actually. No. I tried. I literally tried, honestly. Hey, if any of the Eagles players want to go see themselves in a franchise, I'll buy you 4K Planet of the Apes trilogy on 4K Blu-ray. You know, you can see yourselves in that, obviously. I'll even get to the Mark Wahlberg one. The 2001 movie, that was bad. That was awful, man. It was boring, too. God damn. No more of those movies.
It's bad.
It's really bad. Like, the way that the originals look compared to that one, you're like, okay, I'll take the 60s version of this.
I still like the original.
Yeah. People say it's outdated. It's really good. If you can get past the outdated special effects, it's a great movie, honestly.
Okay.
All right. Why are so many Vin Diesels outside? It doesn't matter. I'm not tilted. My mind is narrowed in and focused on defeating the common enemy, the wokeness. I'm joking. Hey everyone, I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about Dean Cain's Superman. So I know everyone here who's going to watch this video loves Superman. I love the Man of Steel myself, and I've seen pretty much every single Superman movie, watched every single thing Superman's been a part of as far as like animated wise, TV show wise, comic books. I've read several of them as well. I love the Man of Steel, but I do love banging out Cyfax's wife and getting her on her knees and having her choke on my dick. Wait a minute. That wasn't part of it.
No, I just figured the Man of Steel was your hood nickname, but
okay, that was actually okay. God, man. I might have given you a mic drop on that one. Mic drop. All right, okay. All right, we're serious now. We are gonna be getting inside a lot of women tonight. I prefer more shade. I mean, Harry's fine, I guess, if you're really, really desperate. But nevertheless, good Lord, that shit would stink, honestly. You got whatever. Different conversation for another day. Good God. I'm losing my mind here. Do you guys know I'm a very big intellectual.
You're like that dog in the movie Up, that sits there and talking. I was a squirrel.
I thought it was fucking amazing. Like, another great animated movie we'll never ever get
that
again.
That might be too much credit because people actually like the dog.
You got me. All right. Hey everyone, I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about Dean Cain's Superman. So if you guys actually weren't on Twitter, because I know most of you guys actually have a Twitter, so that's kind of redundant as I say that, it turns out we had MegaCon happen this past weekend. We also had the Super Bowl where my team actually won. And as I told you guys, we were going to make Taylor Swift's team, get on her knees, obviously. And hold on, wait a minute. Cyfax.
Waiting for.
Nothing. My brain fried. What are we talking about again? I'm joking.
Dean Cain.
Okay. I'm entertaining. Okay, one more time. Third time's a charm. My brain's working. I promise. MSK is dog and heat. I had sex already. I had sex like 1,000 times, honestly.
Third time wasn't the charm for the Chiefs, so come on, get this right.
What? Okay, Kate. Okay. See, I'm making you guys give some zinger jokes here. You guys actual bangers here. Okay. We're being serious now from this point on. Oh my God. I can't even speak. I'm just a fucking black guy at this point, guys. Now, at this point, my brain is fried. I can't do it anymore. Call it up. Sci-Fax, call me one of your girls. Have them come over. Thrust in for a few minutes. Blow it out in them. Leave them. Guys, come on. This is quality.
I don't think I could have put any girl I know through that kind of hellscape, but okay.
I'm a sane human being, honestly. Okay.
Are you
Third time's the charm. I got this. I was joking. It's all entertainment, all scripted, like the NFL, like my life. It was all scripted. You know, girls really do actually want me because I'm a top G Riz master. All right. Hey everyone, I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I put a brand new video or go live. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about Dean Cain's Superman. So you guys are probably wondering from the video's title, what the hell is this guy talking about? Okay, so this past weekend, we had the Super Bowl, we also had MegaCon. So my team, Philadelphia Eagles, won the Super Bowl, and I told you guys, I called it. I'm going to make Taylor Swift get on her knees after my team crushes hers. Just saying, I'm a prophet. I'm literally a prophet. Call me Top G Rizmaster, the prophet. But also outside of that, we had MegaCon. Rippaverse was there, had a great turnout, actually. The Flash cast had a nice reunion with, the CW, the Flash show, actually. They also had a reunion, essentially, of, like, all the Supermen that could go out to the event and actually be there, as far as voice actors, as far as, like, actors that portrayed Superman, the Man of Steel, on television. As you guys know, I love Superman. Comic books, TV series, movies. I've watched this guy and everything. That's my boy. I love me the Man of Steel, actually. Girls actually call me that in bed too, honestly. Every time we have sex, obviously. So if you guys aren't, considering how the last election went, you are all on Twitter, which is good. Rather have you get news from Twitter than dog shit CNN or MSNBC. Man, can't wait for all those Joy Reid clips from MSNBC, right? No one is, obviously. So no. If you guys are on Twitter, because I know most of you guys are now, you see these accounts dedicated to X hobbies. So you'll see, for example, X-Men. You'll see X-Men updates. You'll see MCU movie updates. You'll see DCU movie updates. So people ask, why do those accounts exist? Essentially, those accounts exist to essentially garner easy followers, because if you just put that in your name that you're an account, even though you're technically supposed to say you're an unofficial account, because people just assume you would work with a company if you do that.
Yeah,
they get a lot of followers.
To clarify, we're talking about X-Men as in Marvel, not a bunch of the tranny posts that are X-Men. You know what I mean? It's not the same thing.
Yeah.
Be wary of that if you go look for it.
So if you will remember the X-Men 97 debacle, that a Twitter account blocked me because I was literally retweeting them, calling them fucking retards, because they were staying and attacking the fans constantly. Remember, it was revealed that Morph was going to be non-binary or whatever, and they were like, man, how dare all of you fans not accept this mental illness bullshit? And it's like, no, first of all, you're not affiliated with the company that you're trying to represent unofficially. So what you're doing is you're making them look worse, because a lot of people are going to think, because that account's tweeting that means that Marvel or whoever is there is going to endorse that. To be fair, I will literally shit on Disney and Marvel, DC and Universe whenever they do something bad, but that is not their fault. That some retard fan is going out there and calling people, fucking bigots and shit. But keep in mind, that's the problem. They should actually 100% call that stuff out, because to be fair, you have an unofficial account saying and doing things you do not endorse, but they let it go because secretly they probably do endorse if you have the right politics, if we're being honest here. But I think you should call that out, because a lot of people are going to assume, hey, this guy is a DCU account. He probably maybe works for fucking the Warner Bros. Whatever. It's going to translate that way. So people are going to ask, what does this all entail to? Well, I'll show you right now. So Screen Rant took a picture where they were at MegaCon, because they had people there, And they had the picture right here for voice actors of Superman and the TV show actors of Superman. So you have Dean Cain, Tom Welling, Tyler Hoechlin, Tim Daly. Forgot this guy. He's the guy who voices Superman from Just League Unlimited. Great voice actor, obviously. You had Brandon Routh here. Okay, so the Many Faces of Superman. This one's special since it's from our MegaCon Orlando panel. Yeah, it's a great picture. It's a great timeless picture you have right here. And I love all these guys to portray Superman. Not if you just fan of Brandon Routh, because I fucking hate Superman Returns like it's actual just dog shit. But nevertheless, movies are all subjective, as you guys know. So what comes right here is DCU updates. And if you click their help bio right there, it goes to some sand people's place, obviously, where they still treat women like they're... People say America treats women bad. Go to that place in this fucking bio. Yeah, they actually treat women like they're actual pieces of shit. But, America's bad, obviously, right? Because, we don't tolerate women bullshit here. And actually, well, they don't tolerate it on a much different level. But look at this picture right here. The Many Faces of Superman. So DCU Updates crops out Dean Cain right here. So you see Dean Cain not here, and he was obviously in the Adventures of Lois and Clark. That was his Superman
Lois
show.
And Clark.
Yeah. Lois and Clark, the New Adventures of Superman.
Yeah. So what's crazy is I've never seen his iteration of Superman
It's
ever.
kind of more of the stuff that I grew up around. Like that was probably before I saw the movies. Even like I probably saw that on TV before I was going to the movies as much. Like I think I probably saw Superman, like the 78 version or whatever, like, or was it 78, 79, something like that.
Yeah.
Like years later, when I had more access to movies and stuff. It's like my first Superman was probably actually Dean Cain, that or an animation version from the 90s.
Yeah, mine was Tim Daly from Superman the Animated Series. That was mine.
I mean, Lois and Clark, it's dated. It's cheesy as heck.
It is dated. I tried to rewatch it when I started seeing him on some stuff. I was like, oh yeah, he was that. Let me go check out some of that. And I'm like, yeah, it's a little cheesy, but it's like it's like early 90s cheesy.
It's very enjoyable for what it is, as long as you keep if you watch it with the lens of when it was filmed, you're like, okay, yeah, this is fun, because this is not going to measure up to today's standards. But
from what I've seen, at least it still has the heart. Like that's what matters. Like a lot of that older content, at least they had heart behind it. You can feel there was some actual special care taken with the product. Recently Superman and Lois with Tyler Hoechlin was great. I watched the first 2 seasons. It was a great, fantastic Superman actor. But the thing that a lot of people need to understand here when it comes to Dean Cain, a lot of people who don't actually follow him on Twitter, he's very outspoken politically. One of his favorite recent viral tweets that happened was when Dylan Mulvaney and that one weird Decepticon were talking about being women, and then he quote tweeted Dylan Mulvaney or whatever, and he said, "I'm pretty sure you guys aren't women." Then a girl, because a white liberal woman would obviously reply to him, and she says, "Yeah, you weren't Superman either." And Dean Cain replies, like, "Yeah, I was pretending." Just absolute. It's like banger, one of the best mic drops.
One of the best like reversals you've ever seen.
Reverse. Here's my trap card. It's been activated. Stuff like that, and it's crazy because these accounts right here do more harm for studios than not. Because these guys are sitting here posting news from the studios, and people just don't know if they're really affiliated. So the ones that I like more are the ones that say, "Hey, I'm not an official account. I'm just doing this because I just like this product." That's fine. But to crop out Dean Cain because you don't like his politics, that is I was at work today and I was thinking like, man, that is just so fucking petty, because then people are going to think he didn't go. People are going to think, oh, he didn't want to be there around them, or there was some friction, or there's some drama between them. No, it's not. He literally
the first picture I saw going around was this one, the cropped version.
I did too.
Then about maybe a couple hours later, I started seeing people post the full picture, and I was like, oh, that's fucked up. Like, what the hell? Like,
yeah.
He's it was not an accident. You start reading some of the
it's obvious.
Well, it's not an accident. Yeah, I want to just point out one thing really quickly, just one thing, because he's going to do it right here. Original image credit, Screen Rant. You know what's crazy? Screen Rant, we read a lot of their articles here. They're well put together, and that's why I like them, even though I can disagree with them. This person has the ball and nerve to credit Screen Rant when this person didn't even use the full image. What the hell? Original credit.
It's like they unintentionally threw him under the bus, and it's like, Screen Rant, a bunch of these places, they do some shady cropping and bullshit and editing on videos and stuff. A lot of them do this, And it's like the one time that they actually didn't do that, somebody went out of their way to do it for them. So people probably immediately thought like, oh, Screen Rants, what a bunch of pieces of shit. It's
bought
like,
and paid for
it's like
shit.
out of all the things to talk shit about them about, this
Yeah.
isn't the picture to do it, because they actually
did the
when
right.
we go to their
They
stuff,
did it right.
they did the right one.
They did the right one.
So, I mean, technically good on them,
image.
and screw this person.
Yeah, and you could tell, and you could tell it was intentional. I mean, look at what they put there: 5 Batmans and Supermans. I mean, they intentionally left Dean Cain out of that. I mean, it wasn't even by accident where it's like, oh, I didn't have enough room to put him in there. Yeah, I mean, no, they literally meant to do it.
Yep. And as you see right here, everyone's sort of roasting because of it. You cut out, a Yellow Flash said, you cut out Dean Cain, but kept the drunk driver. Your communism is showing. So people don't know. Recently, Tom Welling, got put in jail.
At an Arby's of all places
for drunk driving. I will say this: people are gonna probably think it's funny. It probably is, if you're really being honest here. But drink driving can actually kill people. Just being honest here. Don't do that. It's not a thing you should be doing. But 32 Flavors of Nick Weiser said, community notes, check on this cropped image. Please see comments below for reference. Yeah. Why would they do this? Oh, because if you actually check the lower comments, people are actually trying to justify him not being there because, well, he's a Republican, so he's a Nazi. It's like, you guys are fucking so stupid. You had people literally say earlier this year, because Dean Cain was talking about Superman stuff, how much he liked filming it or whatever. And someone was like, why is the Superman actor spreading hate? Yeah. So if we talk about how bad mental illness is with certain Decepticon people, they consider that spreading hate. So just giving a different opinion is spreading hate. What is wrong with happy people? You stupid. You're dumb as fuck.
And the thing is that this isn't the first time that Dean Cain's had a reunion like with some of the other Superman.
Yeah.
I mean,
they probably agree with him.
Other conventions where they've all been at and they've taken pictures. It's not like they think that he's such a bad guy. It's like, oh, well, we're not going to have him on our stage anymore. I mean, he keeps getting asked to these things to appear with these guys for a reason.
Yeah,
I mean,
he was clearly on the panel. Like, he was clearly there.
Yeah.
They all took a picture with him, no problem. They probably all shook hands and drank afterwards or whatever the hell they do after these things.
They've done it many times before. So it's like,
yeah, they do it at every single convention almost, basically.
Adreni Curry, you cut out a Superman. What is this? A post-menopausal, bitter old hag running this account? Sammy, bitch move. Here, someone fixed it, you hacks.
Yeah, I saw that one where they fixed it.
The problem is, like, now people are going to assume DC did this purposefully. Their social media account manager did it. And none of that happened. They didn't. Credit, Warner Bros. And DC didn't do anything. It was the DCU Updates Twitter account that did it. And you can tell they're fucking pieces of shit because their fucking bio is some Arab bullshit. I don't know. Don't they worship Muhammad Ali or something like that? I don't fucking know, man. But god damn, this is so stupid. It's unneeded, just unnecessary. People out there, I'm glad they were in the comment section, calling it out. It was good. And Dean Cain even liked my tweet too.
If anything, it should be like, hey, look, even as Superman, we can all come together as this character, and it shows the togetherness. But no, they're like, no, we're still going to divide the one outspoken one. Even though I wouldn't be surprised if there's a couple other people in that probably don't align with a lot of the bullshit going on. They're just not as outspoken as Dean has been in the last couple of years.
Matthew said, you cut out real Dean Cain of the picture for real. This isn't going to work well for you. This guy said, cry about it. He blocked me because, these people always just soft block people they don't agree with. But it's okay. It's because this guy said Cain probably didn't want to go. See, you have people like this that'll think that he just didn't want to go, which is not that bad if he didn't want to go. It's not forced to. But that's not true. That's literally not true at all. He actually was there. So,
dude, he loves talking about his Superman appearances. That's one of the main things, obviously, that people bring up about him, and he has no problem talking about it all the time.
Well, heck, if I was invited if I was starring opposite Terry Hatcher, I would have loved it too.
He always brags about kissing her.
He does. He's always bragging about that, and they had great chemistry together on screen. So that was part of the joy of the show.
Yeah. So you guys' closing thoughts and opinions on this, Bob. I'll start with you.
People are assholes. That's my closing thought. I mean, it was done intentionally. I mean, the good thing is, people called him out for it, and at the end of the day, I think
just watch out for shill accounts.
At the end of the day, I don't think it really bothers anybody. I don't think it bothers Dean Cain. I think he got a good laugh out of it, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. All right, Sci-Fax, what about you?
Yeah, no, it just shows more of the hypocrisy from, that certain side of the internet where they're just like, they can't even withstand the idea that somebody from now the new political divide that's going on was somebody that they technically probably all looked up to when they were younger, just because now it seems like he has a difference of opinion, even though that opinion is not really changed. It's still the opinion of common sense, and it's so more widespread they can't fucking understand it. They're just like, I don't get it. Yeah, because you're dumb, you're retarded. Everybody knows it, and everybody's calling you out for it instantly. You need to stop that shit. The faster you stop that shit and you can find a way to get into the middle and then maybe throw your digs into your article, if people even want to read your trash outlet, then good job. But
Yeah,
at least do it from a point of like show the whole thing, like, show the full picture. I mean,
because
it's
it's such a
one
petty
fucking
thing.
dude. If you want to
Yeah,
sit there and be
yeah.
like, look, we got 5 Superman who are on our side. You could do it from that angle if you wanted to. And then here's one that we don't fully agree with, but sure, he was a Superman too. So even you could have been like, even Republicans get a Superman. You could have done some bullshit like that, and people have been like, that's a terrible headline, but at least you could have justified putting him into the picture, or some shit. But to do this it's disingenuous as hell. And right now, the most obvious thing on the internet, and it's been like this for a couple of years, is authenticity is the way of the future. And the more
Yep.
you're authentic, the more people are actually going to pay attention to your shit. It's just
true.
that's just as true as it gets.
And just one last thought, real quick, MSK. If anything,
We're good.
Dean Cain would be the one that they should be jumping on. He's their DEI Superman because he's because what was it that he's what's his background?
He's Japanese.
Japanese. There you go.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean
That's true. Yeah.
he's the DEI Superman. I don't know why they wouldn't be on board with that.
Tyler Hoechlin is Hispanic, is he not? He's Hispanic. He's not white. Yeah. So it's one of those things where it's just such an unnecessary thing to take heat for. If you're gonna, I'll say this. If you're a shill account and all you're trying to do is just post the newest information to get followers because you think that fandom is big enough for Twitter engagement, I have no problem with that. But the thing is, you have to understand, you technically, though you are not affiliated with that company, you do represent them in a way if you talk. So like the X-Men account update that we are talking about a while ago in the video.
You just know they were happy that he was on the outside of the picture, so they didn't have to fucking crop him out of there. They're like, oh, this is easy work. I just slide the thing over and now he's out of there. If he was one of the people in the center, it would have been hilarious to watch them take him out. There's just a giant gap.
God, that's just
he just arms out like, oh, these people don't even want to talk to you. Oh, they just like cropped it together. That would have been actually funnier. Like,
yeah,
but
it's just unnecessary because now people are going to think, oh, DC was intentionally trying to get him out of being in the picture. It's like, no, it was because a shill account that not understanding, hey, people are going to think that's the actual company doing that. It's like, no, I will defend what I need to. They didn't do that. That was just that shill account that would just got Dean Cain out of the picture for no reason whatsoever. This is completely unnecessary. You'd have to take this heat. Now people just aren't going to trust you with anything, even though they put out some pretty consistent updates on DC as far as comics and movies. Now you just ruin your credibility for nothing because he just voted differently from you. Keep in mind, that's the right. I'll be honest, I don't care. I voted for Trump. You guys know I watched video. I did. MAGA for life, bitch. So just saying, that's the right side of history right now. No one wanted fucking Decepticons running the world, and having Decepticons in women's sports and shit. Like, no one wants that. You fucking weirdos do because you're fucking losers and you let your wife fuck other dudes in front of you. Not me. It's just no one wanted Kamala Harris. Those are hard pills to swallow, as they say. No one wanted her. Her opinions were trash. Her politics were trash. Her policies are terrible. It turns out she wasn't going to be president anyway, based off her 69-minute interview she had, where I think it completely edited to not see the abysmal destruction she would have had as a president. You guys lucked out with that. So keep in mind, for the DCU Updates account, just realize it to yourself. You represent that company more than you think you do, even though you're not officially affiliated. So don't do shit like that. It's ridiculous. Why take your credibility over nothing? It's just petty to do. It's dumb. And for people to say, last thing I'll say for in this video, Dean Cain didn't like your tweet. Fucking hell. It's just right there. It's okay. It's okay. People like my opinions, guys. I'm a fucking genius top G Riz master. Just pointing out, I got it with the ladies. And the knowledge is all up here. But yeah, Thank you guys for checking out this video. If you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. I'm MSK, aka Master Swag King, and we're going to sign out, guys. See you guys later. Peace. Wow, you guys fucking suck ass. I hate you all. I don't care about the
eggs
truth.
cheap again.
I just
It
want my
takes
egg
about what is it, 18 weeks for a chicken to get old enough to start laying eggs again, and they killed 100 million of them before Trump took office. So you probably still get a month and a half before those chickens that they need to replace with that can even begin to start producing again. That's where a lot of that shit's coming from. I mean, I know people that have chickens that they started like getting more and more chickens, and they do like a little stand and they just sell like a dozen eggs for $5 dozen, and they're fresh or whatever. So they just, it's like what do they call it, where you just on like the honor system, there you go, the honor system type of deal. They just have a little thing out there, throw $5 down, take a thing of eggs, and they put out as many as they can, just make a little extra money and use their chickens or whatever. But the chickens are expensive. Like they killed 100 million of them, man.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah. So by the time it gets there, and then if all the energy stuff finally kicks in, I even said this before, like before Trump was looking like he's going to get elected. I don't expect to see change for a minimum of like 1 year to a year and a half, just because of how long it takes policies and all that stuff to come in. So anyone that was like day one, everything's going to change, that's just retarded. That's just unrealistic. It's
recently,
dumb.
remember, about a few days ago before the Super Bowl, about Friday, Thursday, he blocked men from being in women's sports. People say he doesn't care about women. He just saved a bunch of you. Just be honest, he just saved a bunch of you right there.
Possible brain injuries from volleyballs and
possible paralyzation. Hey, we can have eggs. Always cost a lot of money, but I'd rather you actually have your body to work. Obviously, a little bit more priceless right there. I heard our great healthcare industry is really, really killing it right now in this country. Awesome, right? I could definitely go to the doctor right now and not pay $80,000 and not attempt possible suicide.
Well, and the cutback on all the government spending with what Doge is doing. Like he went in there with the intention of basically cutting maybe $1 trillion to $2 trillion, and at the rate that he's going right now, he's already kind of said that they're looking at maybe $3 to $4 trillion that they're already looking that they can cut out of all the unnecessary spending. Nice. Which is insane. It's like, and they haven't even scratched the surface. It's just like, how much further are they going to go?
They're going to find all sorts of crap. I mean,
once they do the military stuff and all that other stuff, oh man, it's just going to rack up. Those numbers are going to just fly through the roof in the next couple months, and then for it to start actually going on, to keep going, like it's still going to take months to implement. This is not going to happen just because this is getting shown out in the light. They're still going to have to pass bills. Look at they're taking forever just to get people in because the Democrats are pushing back against it. So if you want people to be angry go be more angry at the Democrats. Have fun with that.
Yeah. Yep. It's crazy how these people, some of these fans literally think being a Republican or being a conservative means you're a racist or you're a Nazi. And it's like, do you people know which party funded do you people know which political affiliation is from the KKK? Yeah, just putting it out here. KKK is full of Democrats. They actually founded that party. Just putting it out there. This is the thing that they did. But yeah, the other side, everyone else is a racist, obviously. Not the people that, fucking hell, make the KKK, obviously. Crazy world we live in, don't we? I'm rich, and you guys are content creators.
Well, he just said eggs are $4 a dozen in Mexico. There's places in America right now where it's still $4 a dozen. It's just when you're closer to that said, industry. City. Like if you're in California, places like out here in California, it's like $8, $9, but we're the furthest away from a lot of these imports and stuff. So it takes a lot. It takes a lot of this. It takes more fuel. It's fine. It's going to take a minute. It's all good.
Okay, fine. He just got in office like last month.
It's been like 2 weeks or something. Yeah.
Yeah. He's already made a lot of progress too. It's just 2 weeks. He already made so much progress. So I imagine they're going to try and get the economy leveled on prices on things, but that's really hard.
It's going to take a minute.
It's going to take time. Yeah.
Yeah. People are like, hey, you guys promised us cheaper eggs. Remember how girls are like, you sold out me for cheaper egg prices and my women's rights. Yes, I will gladly keep doing it too.
Yep. But it's like the alternative that you would have had is it would have continued to just keep skyrocketing under the other regime with no possibility of a fix. They had no plan to possibly fix it. I was like, I'll vote for something that has a possibility to change other than, hey, you know what our plan is? We're just going to continue to keep doing the same shit.
We're just going to keep actually
that
just
sounded
talking about
retarded
abortions.
because I hate shit for the last 4 years. And they're like, we're going to do it again.
Yeah, you know what? That was the biggest thing, right?
Because she was like, "Oh, I've liked everything he did. Everything he did was just fine." And it was like,
you know,
can't think of one thing he did wrong, not one.
What was weird is that she was acknowledging that stuff needed to change,
while also agreeing that she
didn't saying everything we did was just fine.
Yes, exactly.
Like, okay,
she was like,
so what? Change for the worse more then? Because that's all you're advocating.
That just shows you how stupid women are. She'll be like, "No, I actually agree with everything that Joe Biden did. Would you change anything?" Well, yeah, things should change. What in the fucking world? What the hell? What are we doing here? You know, and as they tout vote blue for women's rights, and it's like, yeah, fuck women's rights. We need food cheaper. You know, I need stuff to be affordable, man. Don't open your legs. Stop being a fucking hoe bag. Stop being a cum dumpster. There you go. That's your fucking birth control right there. Or have a guy put it on your chest. What else do you want me to do? Fucking hell. Goddamn. You know, I always leave it on the chest, but that's just me personally, because you know, I always know how to dominate the women in bed because I'm a sex master.
Yeah, nobody believes you, man.
I thought you were on his own chest. Is what he meant.
Yeah, he might get it confused with the woman's. I would understand that.
Thought you guys were on my side. It's okay. It's okay to be on the wrong side of history when I become a rich, hot, good-looking man in the future. Wait a minute. I already am that. No? Okay. All right. Hey, everyone.
It's like the
MSK.
Hadron Collider.
What do you need, Sci-Fax? God damn. I was ready.
So it's like when the Hadron Collider, exploded and everybody was like thinking that we're in an alternate universe. It's like his mind is still left in an alternate universe. It's like you still got left behind, man. It happens. It's okay. It's like what's that saying? Wisdom is chasing you. You're just faster. You muted yourself, and you deserve it.
God damn. No, I was responding to a girl. She's just being stupid, being overdramatic. Women are just overdramatic for like no reason, but it's okay. I have the tools to cope with whatever life throws at me. I'm good. You throw a wrench at me, I'll dodge it. You throw a football at me, I'll catch it. I was Stephen Curry on the basketball court back in the day. I was literally insane. No? Don't believe me?
No. You wouldn't be doing this if you were that good.
You could probably set a pretty mean bench. Sure.
Hey, I was always first pick.
I did plenty of that too. So
I was always first pick. That's just me.
I mean, when the only curls you get out there is handing people water cups. I mean, if that's your workout, sure.
Hey. I got so much power recently from going to the gym. I've expanded my body power in ways you never even possibly imagine. I might be a Super Saiyan at this point.
Hey, you went from 5 pounds to 5.5. Congratulations.
Yep. I can basically bench press the world at this point. My back doesn't hurt and my arms are feeling good. All right. Let's have some fun.
Do it.
Hey, everyone. I am MSK, a.k.a. Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. And in today's video, we are going to be doing a trailer reaction for Thunderbolts Big Game. So Thunderbolts is going to be an MCU movie coming out later on this year. And this movie has already had 3 big trailers already that were already in the 2 to 2 minutes and 20 second range, where the first trailer came out. People were like, oh, okay, this is pretty solid. It didn't have the usual MCU-ness, as a lot of people always point out. And, I'm fine with MCU-ness as long as it's, used in a way where it makes an actual decent movie, right? Even if it's a popcorn flick, I still want a decent movie out of it, obviously. Then we had that special look trailer that they dropped in Brazil. And for a lot of you guys who don't know, I actually might honestly be, digging out Sci-Fax's wife's butthole most of the time. My brain dropped. Oh my God. My brain, it dropped. I swear. Sci-Fax, your wife is literally letting me dig her out completely. She's letting me actually destroy her.
It'd be amazing considering I don't have one, but
Oh, me neither.
you know,
Joke's on you.
have fun with that.
Wow.
I mean, that adds up, imaginary with somebody else's imaginary. It kind of lines up with your whole shtick. So
You think I have a shtick? You don't think I'm just doing this on the fly because I'm fucking mentally deranged?
No, we think that.
Oh,
yeah. It seems
that's a layup,
it
right
seems like calculated retardation. It's calculated retardation at this point.
damn! I'm just getting blasted in here tonight. Oh my god, I can't take the heat. All right, so we'll do the topic after this.
Imaginary wife.
No, sir. There's a police car going down the road because a black guy's doing some crime. It's a fire truck, actually. They're always doing.
Just
Man, gosh,
MSK. No.
where's your cat? Put it outside. Oh my god. I hate all of
See,
you.
I actually like my cat, but she's awesome.
Okay, so essentially, if you did meth out of a girl's butthole, like Leonardo DiCaprio did in The Wolf of Wall Street, wouldn't that make the meth taste like shit?
It would make it smell like shit. And then
Oh,
yeah, I don't know if meth gives you the drip. Like cocaine gives you a drip, but
how do you know this stuff?
I wouldn't know from experience or anything
neither.
at all. It's not like
Me
I don't
neither.
know, played music in Hollywood for like 10 years or anything. I have no idea about any of this stuff at all. No, I don't let like random psychedelic stuff play in the background because
Never.
I'm a sane person and haven't touched way too many, mushrooms and acid and whatever. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. For me, I have a great
Life
stroke
can be
meaning-
wild out here when you actually, have a social life. But let's get
yeah, I
back
have one
to
too.
MSK, who doesn't.
I have a social life. I drive my new Ferrari and my new Lamborghini to Vegas all the time. I have sex with Amaranth pretty consistently. I had sex with Pokimane a few times. Their ass was pretty juicy. And we 6'9" a little bit there.
Yeah, I mean, you just posted that awesome video where you're riding bitch in your friend's Civic. So I mean,
Yeah.
you're killing it, dude.
It wasn't a Civic, that was a truck. It was a truck, and we're not gay. Okay, we're flaming heterosexuals, obviously.
Just because you lift a Hyundai doesn't make it a truck, dude. Like,
It was a truck. It was a fucking truck. Oh my god. Damn it, man. I can't win here.
this guy's out here like Ford Ranger. Like
It wasn't. It was a fucking. It's a Suburban. It's a Suburban. It's a big black truck. I'm big and black. Truck's big and black. They were thinking of me when they made that purchase, honestly.
Sure.
All right, time to have some fun, white people. Hey everyone, I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about the Marvel Cinematic Universe's Thunderbolts movie's third trailer that they've actually dropped. So the Thunderbolts movie is coming out after Captain African America, and it will be coming out in July, actually.
May 2nd. May 2nd.
Or May, right? And then after that, we're getting Fantastic Four. So this is a movie where people have been pretty mixed on it because we got the first trailer. We're like, this looks actually pretty good. I'll be honest here. I thought it looked pretty good, honestly. I was like, damn, it doesn't feel like a normal MCU movie.
I know a few people who have seen it early, and I always just found it funny that so they've seen Captain America early, and then they also saw Thunderbolts early, and they're like, actually, Thunderbolts is actually a lot of fun, and they wouldn't tell me anything about Captain America because I think they had nothing good to say about it, and I thought that was kind of funny. I was like, that one's like 3 months after, and nobody wanted to talk about it. They were like, no, Thunderbolts is cool, kind of. You'll have fun with it. And I was like, what about Captain America? They're like, yeah, Thunderbolts is cool. You'll have fun with it. And I was like, all right. I mean, thanks for that. I mean, that kind of summed it up for me.
That's the thing is with Captain African America, he'll be swiping an EBT card trying to take care of his kids he doesn't, be there for. Whereas with Thunderbolts, you might actually get a decent movie. So we got the first trailer.
Get a loan, so.
Oh God, he's definitely not gonna be there for his kids.
Captain America was denied a bank loan. Like
we have the first trailer, like we said before. It was pretty good overall for me, myself. I enjoyed it. I did a trailer reaction to it. I enjoyed it. We had the second trailer. It was that special look trailer that they dropped in Brazil. I didn't watch that one. And let me understand this now. The reason why I don't do constant trailer reactions like I did when I had my bigger YouTube channel back in the day is because I felt like when I was doing constant trailer reactions, I was spoiling more and more for the movie myself. I feel like doing one trailer reaction is fine. So that's why when you see me do it now with the people on the panels, I'll usually kind of like title the videos differently, kind of to give a better feel of it. So Super Bowl just passed. Eagles won. Taylor Swift's on her knees right now for me. Feels good. I love me the white girls, obviously. You know, the white girls do it the best, in my opinion. Then there's Mexican, and there's Asian. Blacks would be like, black girls are the total bottom, obviously, in my opinion. But they actually dropped a new trailer for the Thunderbolts. They dropped the third trailer. I'll be right now. Marvel, no more trailers. Please. These trailers for Thunderbolts have been literally 2+ minutes long. And my biggest pet peeve right now is movie studios, not just them. Lionsgate does it. Fucking Warner Brothers does it a lot. Stop dropping trailers that long. You are showing most of the movie. You without you doing it,
you don't do stuff like Companion just did, where you release huge, massive, big spoiler things in your movie that most people still like after seeing it. But god damn it, stop giving me like the big twist in the trailer. Don't do that. Stop it.
Yeah.
Bad studio. Bad.
Bad. I mean, with the Blue Beetle movie, after that George Lopez comment, the second trailer was like 3 minutes long. It's like, why do I need a 3-minute trailer for a movie? Mine just dropped the whole movie at that point. 3-minute trailers? Are you out of your mind? What the hell? So, hey, I know that people probably remember this Stephen Young, who voices Invincible. He was in The Walking Dead. He was in a lot of movies you guys like. Yeah, he's not Sentry. He basically opted out of not being Sentry. That was a good idea. It's actually the one where good. Yeah, Sentry's a big, tall, white dude, not a fucking scrawny, frail egg roll from fucking The Walking Dead. Yeah, no. So I'm actually glad he couldn't, because he said he couldn't make the filming because he couldn't obviously get the schedule right. It was fine. That's understandable, but you weren't going to be Sentry, though. Let's be honest here. You didn't look like him. That was the one time Marvel actually went, you know what? Maybe we went full DEI a little too much, actually. It's like, holy shit. Actually,
well, before you play this trailer, this trailer, because like the most common thing that Thunderbolts is being compared to is obviously Suicide Squad, right? So it's like the first one that came out, whether let's forget about Leto and everything. Let's just consider the team versus the bad guy, which ends up being like Enchantress and then the demon thing she summons. I can't even remember the name of it, but it's like you're going up against this like ethereal insanity, and you have kind of a bunch of basic people, like regular people who just happen to have like better than human skills. Yeah, they have no actual powers. They're just like the best.
Like
at,
most enhanced.
You got Deadshot. Yeah. They're really good at shooting. You got a crazy person. Whatever. They're not powerful enough to go against like almost a demigod of a thing. And now Sentry is kind of basically Marvel's Superman. And you don't have anyone on this team. So the obvious thing is like they're either going to have to somehow appeal to his humanity, or it's going to be the most bullshit way you've ever seen.
Yeah, the way an anime hero wins, you just have to talk to him. Hey, no, Sentry, you're better than this. I believe in the good in you.
Yeah, it's like, what do you do against that? It's like, and then seeing this trailer, there's a few things that he does. It's like, how do you fight that power? Like, that's not happening. It's just
unless they have some surprise character pop in with superpowers, I don't see
exactly.
a world where they win.
Like, that's the only way, because everyone else is very normal.
Or like you said, unless they have the most bullshit main hero fucking plot armor to ever exist. Exactly. That's how you win.
And they keep doing that. They did it with Suicide Squad, and then now they're doing it with this. And it's hard to sit there and take that in and be like, oh, this will totally make sense. Like there's going to be some fuckery in this, that you have to. There's one thing suspending belief, and then there's another thing just like throwing it out the window and beating it with a bat. Like there's just differences between that.
I don't do that with my wife. We have constant hot sex every night. Just pointing it out there.
Let's talk facts. The Avengers are not coming. Who will keep the American people safe?
There's some big threat out there, and you are gonna help me stop it.
Wait, us?
Yeah, you. Why, you got someplace to be?
I love that guy.
So none of us can fly? So what, do we all just punch and shoot?
I can't think of a worse group of people trying to work together.
Stop! Get off me! John, stop!
Where are you?
Where are you?
Everyone here has done bad things. You can't escape their past. Hey, it's like your mind is somewhere else.
So you can do something about it now, or live with it forever.
This could get messy.
No shit. You thought you were gonna be some great saviors? You can't even save yourself.
We can't do this. No one here is a hero.
Lena, when I look at you, I don't see your mistakes. That's why we need each other.
Okay, that was really good.
We are the Thunderbolts!
Can't call ourselves that. God, thank you.
This has makings of team that can raise to glory. Bring light from the darkness. This team can be the heroes on the Wheaties box with a little giddy toy.
Alexi, have you slept?
I'll sleep when I'm dead.
Well, I'd like not to die today, so maybe somebody else should be driving.
Okay, now I forgot one of the characters that's in it that could actually, I don't want to say put up a fight, but I could see them using their powers, and then it might actually redeem the character from the bad movie they were in, which is Ghost. Ghost can phase in and out of stuff. That's the only character there that can do probably anything against that character.
You can go inside
phase
of him,
in,
kind of
grab his heart, and like hold it
Yeah,
and be
yeah.
like, okay, you need to stop, or something. That's the
Well, I'll
only
give my first
character there.
impression. First of all, I hate when Marvel does this because, first of all, it's just a comic book perspective that I have. The end of this fucking trailer, you should have had Thunderbolts, where you can start there for as far as comic book wise, right? Because I loved when DC was doing this in 2022, 2023, where at the end of a trailer for a comic book movie, they give you like 3 recommendations for comic books to start if you want to just kind of get to know the characters. Thunderbolts has an epic collection for a volume 1 where you can start from their very first appearance as a team. Why not put that at the end of the trailer? Whatever. It's never going to happen, but what a man can dream, right? I think this is a bad trailer at all. I think it's a fine trailer. Big problem is I don't know why they choose that song. That song is
because that's they're taking that from like the Deadpool thing, or like all these movies are doing like an older song and then they slow it down, make it more dramatic.
Selection of song.
Now here's a new thing that I've just learned about. Like, see how it says Thunderbolts with a star next to it? So like the name could be changed. It's like the star, like the Thunderbolts asterisk or whatever. Apparently, like the rumor is that they're actually going to end up being called the Dark Avengers. I don't know what that matters, but that's apparently the rumor going around right now.
It's literally a bait and switch. Literally a bait and switch.
And it's in the title. Yeah. It's like the title is even a bait and switch. So we'll see how that goes. But that's the rumor. And it kind of sounds pretty accurate. So we'll see.
John Walker, who was honestly to me the best villain in the Disney Plus MCU shows. People are saying I didn't hate Falcon and Winter Soldier. The only thing I didn't like about it was Falcon's portrayal. Everything else I thought was fine, if I'm being honest. To me, that's the best show they released so far. And I enjoyed John Walker in it. I enjoyed Wyatt Russell's portrayal. Why is his shield a frisbee? That shit was bending.
I didn't even notice. Like, he was the best character in that show, and obviously because he's supposed to be the new Captain America, and he was oddly enough the most justified in a lot of the stuff that he did in that show.
Right,
whereas like they were like, "Oh, Captain America doesn't kill." It's like, well, have you seen the first movie? Obviously, he does. He was in a war. Of course, he never
established. Just made that shit up. People like Captain America doesn't kill. When has he ever said that? That just made up. You just made that up. You just talk it literally out your ass. I never do that. Obviously,
it's like, have you seen what America represents? Like they kind of kill a lot of people. We do that. Like when we go to war, I don't know. We kind of go all out. What do you think that means? We arrest people just with a little bit more force. Nah, you end that. You end the threat.
Yeah, that's kind of how you win.
Here. That team, Taskmaster, trash in Black Widow. Ghost, what's her name? Ghost Man, it took the women from the
Ghost is terrible in Ant-Man. But that's why I'm thinking, like, now that I thought about it, and I was like, they could give her a redemption in this to make her more useful because she can do the phasing thing. And it's like, well, Sentry might not be able to hit her with stuff, like, because he's literally turning people into shadows because he becomes, what is it called, the Void or whatever. Like Sentry is like kind of a split personality, or there's some. I can't remember his full thing, but that's what it is, right? It's like when he goes dark, he becomes the Void, and that's him turning people into literally shadows onto the ground. And it's like, how the fuck do you fight that when you're just? They even say it in the trailer, like, we just fight and shoot things, right? Or we punch and shoot things.
That was a cool little nod to them being humans. It reminds me of the Hawkeye thing he said, where I'm just a guy with the bow and arrow, and I'm doing this right. I don't mind stuff like that. It's just, can you get a better group of people?
Yeah, no, but. Yeah, but to put him against such a massive, crazy threat like that, they did the same thing in Suicide Squad. But then they had the Captain America like Diablo.
They're putting not Steve Rogers.
Against the Red Hulk.
Steve Rogers actually isn't in Captain America 4. It's actually They're putting Sam Wilson against Red Hulk. Now, Red Hulk, the only way that he calms down is if he overheats. But he'll just overheat. No shit, he'll probably overheat and not be Hulk anymore. The problem here is, like, how is Sam Wilson going to tire him out to make him do that? You have to, like, physically tire him out to do that. He'll just overheat, right? So
the rumors are he's in it for less than 5 minutes.
Of course,
really? Less than 5 minutes.
That sucks, man.
I'm seeing it on Thursday with DA. We'll probably do an out of theater review, so if people want to check that out.
I'll be watching on Thursday too.
Yeah, I'll be checking it out on Thursday also.
Yeah, so we'll be seeing it. So we'll do an open spoiler discussion for it on Saturday if you guys want to pop in. Well, Cyphers will be here, but so as far as Thunderbolts, like with Sentry. I don't know everything about comics, obviously. I know a little bit about Sentry, a little bit.
Dude, I didn't know too much about him, but I read the King in Black book, or like the trade paperback, whatever, which is yeah, sure. No, it's about Null. Like when Null invades the universe, like he invades, and it's more of a Venom story, but I mean, this is going to be a spoiler, but I'm going to go ahead and say it. Within the first like 5 to 10 pages of that book, Null shows up and Sentry comes out to confront him, and Null just literally rips his ass in half. He just fucking rips him in half out in space. And it's like, that's how it starts. Like, this guy is that big of a threat where he basically ripped your Superman in half. And
that's why it has to be some anime plot armor bullshit.
Yeah, it has to be ridiculous.
It has to be. Because keep in mind, I'll say this. Ghost was trash in Ant-Man and the Wasp. That's actually one of the worst MCU movies. That movie is it's bad for first race.
That's why re-seeing that trailer right now and realizing Ghost is it, because I was trying to think of the team up and I was like, none of these characters stand a chance. But
Yelena,
Ghost can phase in and out of stuff, and if she gets to the point where she can use her powers correctly, she's basically kind of
Taskmaster
invincible.
Has
nobody
one
can touch
use. They didn't do this in the Black Widow movie. Taskmaster can actually basically photographic memory your fighting moves, but that won't even matter because she's in a photographic memory his fighting moves. He can punch her so hard her head will be off. Photograph memory that.
Yeah, and you're not going to be fat. Like he's fast enough. Dude. Like the speed difference.
I'm calling it right now. It's going to be some talk no jutsu up in this movie. Yelena's Naruto. Please, don't beat us up anymore. You win. I get on my knees and choke on your fat cock. I knob on your balls. Yeah,
she's gonna drop some chains off to the corner, like just some pennies, and be like, "Oh, did you drop this?" And just show her ass. She's gonna be like, "What's up?" And somebody's gonna like uppercut him in the nuts.
He just comes down. He just comes down from his Sentry persona. It's like, "Oh, I'm a normal guy again. You fucking bastard." It's like essentially when he's Sentry, he's hard. But if he's his normal personality, he's just a normal dude. Oh god, man! I say, who's the fucking lady who portrays Yelena?
It's just crazy when they show. Yeah,
she's pretty cute. I'll say
she's cute. She's very cute. But it's crazy when they show somebody so overpowered like that, and then they're like, "Yeah, how's the ragtag team of just regular people who happen to shoot better than other people do?" And it's like. That premise, it's interesting, but when the other person is literally a god, it's like, okay, you need to like lower these power levels between what you're doing here, because this is crazy.
I think even in comic books, that concept is hard to actually still do, even to this day. It's hard for people to get behind that a regular
the power
person
levels between these characters are insane.
Yeah.
Oh, Bob, just bring back Amelia Clark from Secret Invasion, since they gave her every power of the Avengers anyway. God, there you go. Just bring her back, and you got problem solved.
Oh, man. Do you guys think Sentry
that would be so funny though if they bring her in like as a just special like
cameo or
Yeah,
something.
check out our Hulk, and it's just Emilia Clarke's fucking scroll arm. Like, oh god,
I wanted to ask you guys this: do you think that
I
Sentry's
would
going to be a
laugh.
one and
I
done
would
character?
100% laugh.
Will
No,
Sentry be a
because
one and done character, or is it be a character
so
that they just fucking don't reference anymore? It's like, oh, that just like the Eternals fucking statue, the
so
statue of the
so
Sentinel.
check this out.
Just-
So when Venom 3 was getting announced and they were showing Null in it, that
Mhm.
was making me think of that comic, the King in Black comic, and I was like, okay, I know that's coming out. And then they were talking about Thunderbolts and the how Sentry's going to be in it, and I was like, there could be the crossover of using Null jumping into this universe. I was kind of hoping they would show that in the Venom movie, even though that movie wasn't all that great. But they've already shown Null to be in maybe not the MCU universe because it's Sony. I know there's some split there, but because he has been introduced, that was kind of the floating rumor of like Spider-Man 4 would be like the King in Black. And now if they introduce Sentry with this, and now they have Null introduced in some form or another, that because that's a huge thing. It's like Sentry is supposed to be, he's like the guardian of the world kind of deal, like Superman-ish or whatever, and then Null shows up being that big of a threat to be able to destroy that. And now everybody else has to come together. It's a whole thing. And I was like, they're introducing the elements there. The elements are there to make that movie. I don't know if they'll actually put it all together, but within this last year, when Thunderbolts comes out, it'll be less than a year since those two movies dropped, and both those things have the elements to make that movie a possibility. I don't know if they're going to do it though, but they have them there, so it kind of makes me think they're leaning towards it. I don't know how it plays out though. We'll see. We'll have to see when the movie drops, because if at the end of Thunderbolts there's like a Null segment, I think I'll be right. I'll be like, called it.
Sci-Fax is one of those Easter egg guys now, where he's like every Easter egg he has to dissect and fucking analyze.
Well, it's like I don't read a ton of comic books, but that's one that I definitely really like that I have read. And
So
then
you read a
I'm
comic
seeing
about me,
two.
King in Black.
No, there wasn't some weird gay black dude getting punched out by white trannies. So
Whoa!
Never read that book. But
so Taskmaster's not making it past 20 minutes. They barely show that character. Good. First of all, that lady's not Taskmaster.
So no, they actually show two different elevator scenes. There's an elevator scene where it shows them where she's actually there, and there's a different elevator scene where she's not there. So I have a feeling that elevator scene, they're gonna all go up, Taskmaster's gonna die, and then they're gonna drop down in the elevator and be like, we lost a member or whatever. Like Sentry's gonna just end her ass there, because they've shown it where she is in the elevator, and then there's, if I remember right, I think between the different trailers, that or they just cut her and it's a fake thing anyways. But that seems the most likely. Taskmaster is the least shown. She's gonna die because everybody hated that.
Yeah, Taskmaster, I hope dies. I fucking couldn't. This stupid change. All these cringy DEI bullshit things. I mean, Hope Sentry is not a one and done character, but then again, given Marvel's treatment of him not in the comic books, could it be possible? But yeah, I mean, this is the one MCU movie I'm kind of looking forward to. I like the trailers that I've seen so far. Fantastic Four, still iffy on.
Yeah, they're not awful. I have a feeling it's going to be fun. They're like at least dumb fun, and especially after probably seeing Captain America here in just a few days, Marvel's going to need something like that. And then Fantastic Four just a couple months later, like they need something to kind of have a holdover, because if this flops, like even like Thunderbolts probably will flop too, but you're gonna have two movies flop, and then Fantastic Four notoriously has done bad over the years. So if they have three flops, if they have three flops this year, if the only three Marvel movies they release, the only thing you have looking forward to is going to be Daredevil in March, and that's looking hit or miss too, simply because Disney can't do fucking TV shows for shit. So
yeah, this is a comment right here in the comment section. Love how they acknowledge that none of them have incredible powers because their enemy is literally Sentry. I don't see how they're winning. Yeah, plot armor bullshit.
Exactly. Like I said, the only character that even semi makes sense with that is Ghost. That's it. Just because the face.
Someone said talk no jutsu.
No, like you said, it'll be Elena talking to him, and they'll.
I'll appeal to your emotion.
I don't think it'll be
the sun's going down, big guy, or whatever.
Yeah, he's not going to be a one and done. They're going to talk some sense into him, and then they'll use him again in the future. He'll be like, "Thank you for helping me. If you need me again in the future, call me." And that type of
person. I was like, Sentry has two personalities. You just need the good one to take control.
Yeah,
But
so you appeal to that one. It's either going to be talk or there's going to be a talk while Ghost
assholes
is
getting
like
spread.
literally phasing through him and like grabbing his heart to be like, if you don't fucking turn back, I'm going to kill you. You know, that would be the only thing I can see that like makes that stop, or his brain or something, you know, something obviously vital that she just phases through and is just like, go ahead, try it.
Right.
There you go. That's the only
All
thing
right.
to do.
Closing thoughts and opinions for Bob. What about you?
I'm interested in this. I think Captain America is going to make this one look like it's Citizen Kane. So, actually, it does look interesting. It looks like it'll be entertaining. I don't think it's going to be great, but I think it's one of those that you can go and have some dumb fun with. And at the end of the day, I think Marvel needs something like that because everything else they've been putting out is garbage. So, I'm down for that.
All right, Sci-Fax, what about you? But besides reading The King in Black, which is me, so you idolize me, what are your thoughts on the last Thunderbolts trailer?
Yeah, that's not true at all. Other than I did read that book, which, I mean, way better than anything you ever produced. But
wow, all lies and cap.
But it seems like out of the 3 Marvel movies we're getting this year, this one looks like it'll be at the minimum the most fun. Like that, and it actually, even in the trailers, it actually leaves me with some questions that I think they might answer in it, where even if I have my theories and whatnot about it, I'm curious on how they get there because there's some interesting concepts there and the way that these characters will work together. I think the humor is kind of shitty as far as what they've shown in the trailer. It's the typical Marvel bullshit again, but there's actually questions in it where I'm like, I'm curious to how they answer them. And it, at least at the bare minimum, looks like it could be fun. That's about it.
All right. So as for me, this is the one MC movie that I'm looking forward to a little bit. Has a little bit of a spark in there of like, this could be kind of cool, kind of fun. Now, given Talk No Jutsu is probably going to happen, I'm already prepping my brain for that. Already, you know, she's going to walk, hey, I would love to get on my knees and just choke on your fat meat for you to stop beating our asses. Could you take your hand out of Winter Soldier's heart when you kill him? Stuff like that. You know, I have to imagine this in my head because the only way I could predict they actually beat this guy. But overall, yeah, the trailers have been pretty cool. Hopefully, it's not a movie where the trailers were all pretty fucking cool and the movie's straight up bad, you know? But then again, you never know when it comes to MCU. So, yeah. Thank you guys for checking out this video. If you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it. Comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way, you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. I'm MSK, aka Master Swag King. We're going to sign out, guys. See you guys later. Peace. Wow. You guys suck ass. We have one more.
Be right back. 1 minute.
I hate you. Give me a drink. I'm thirsty over here. He left me, didn't he? And he gave me a drink. He ain't coming back with shit. Fucking hell, man. You know what's crazy? I saw another great comment up here where it dispelled the whole fucking female Silver Surfer bullshit. Because you know how people use the argument of like, well, they're just going with the different version. They've already done the different version. They've already done the previous version before. It's like, all that's just like stupid, disingenuous points, though, if you really look at it. Because first of all, if you put out a female Silver Surfer, not only does that just people are going to be like, what the hell is that? Because they like the other version more. It just dilutes him being a character in a movie that basically is going to be a coming out party for the first time for a lot of people seeing the character, you know?
Yeah.
And keep in mind, what is the point of doing the lesser known worst version of a character? What's the point of that? All it does is hurt the character. All it does is hurt the main character. That's all it does. He'll say, but it's in a different universe. It doesn't matter. It does more harm than good. You know, that's the point. And to get what? Some cheap fucking representation points? Really? So we have to suffer through? Keep in mind, guys, this female Silver Surfer appeared in one comic book panel. One. She barely has dialogue. And that's enough to just be used for an entire movie? Anyone that says, oh, no, man, people are just dumb. They just, I think at this point now, they've accepted that instead of like talking bad about it and fighting against it, they're just kind of accepting, oh, well, it's just going to happen no matter what. I don't care if it's going to happen no matter what. I'm still going to criticize it. I don't still like the ideas of it, you know?
Yeah, I still think it's a bad idea. At the end of the day, like you said, The character's less known and less known for a reason.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just an unneeded risk, you know. And people say, well, it's for representation, but yeah, representation of the proper Silver Surfer will be a good thing in and of itself, right? And good Lord, man, people are just so blindly stupid. I hate people. Good Lord. Well, last topic, guys, is Rachel Zegler's Snow White movie. We have some early box office projections for it. Before I release this video, we did a Snow White teaser trailer reaction, and it might be one of the funniest videos we ever did. It's back when I was doing my Iron Man podcast. It was on a Friday banger show. I have to find that and clip out that first. Then I'll release this because it's so damn funny. I think in the first trailer first, the teaser one, it was like, man, I love the part where Morbius showed up and said it's Morbin time. Oh, God, man. Holy fucking shit, dude. Oh, this movie's going to be so criminal. Oh,
Yeah,
God.
It's going to be bad, but I think that's what's going to be fun about it. I think people are going to go because they just want to see a train wreck. You're going to have people that are going to go just to hate watch it.
God, man. And then you have people who will gaslight you into believing bullshit about, like, this movie, too. Well, why do a bunch of grown men care about Snow White? Wait, you guys just said we don't like women. What level of stupid retard are some of you? No, I'm being honest. You guys are stupid. You say a lot of us don't like women, but then you guys get mad at us when we want a woman character in a movie to look like the way she does.
Yeah, it's like as much as I don't care about Snow White, I think what the biggest criticism is obviously towards Disney, and the way that they're marketing shit lately is terrible. The smartest thing they could have done, for one, obviously, is cut all the Zegler shit out of there. Not even just in the trailers, but if they would have went with the marketing of, hey, this is the movie that started Disney. This is the thing that kicked all your favorite stuff off. It's been 100 years. See what we can do now. Dropped a trailer, cut those shitty fucking nightmare gnomes out of there, and then like just drop that trailer with that, and then let it ride from there. They would have a lot more like goodwill towards it. But with all the Zegler stuff and the way that she's talking about it, and then the trailers themselves are pretty bad. They at least would have been able to somewhat salvage some of it. But come on, this isn't going to do well. No, nobody's thinking that. It's just not going to happen.
All right. Let's get to this last banger. We have to throw Syphax's cat out. Just man, no more.
Was she coming through on there?
No, just very, very faint. I knew it. I was like, is that a cat? I know my wife usually moans for me when I have sex with her,
No, I think she wants food, and I'm like ignoring her. So she's just
that's that. How dare you ignore the girl?
Like wife wants it.
Oh God, gotta go to bed later. See you later, Garantina. Oh, good gosh, man. Jeez, give me 1 second, guys. 1 sec. Okay, article is ready. Rachel Zegler, holy crap! It's crazy. She's not even ugly. People say she's not attractive. That's just not true. Yeah, she's not an ugly person.
Dude, she looks like every single girl that works in a lotte cart here in LA. Give me a break. She's like not even a dime a dozen. She's like a dime 1,000. Come on. Like she's just the most basic looking Hispanic chick out here in LA. Just is. I can go to any Taco Tuesday at any bar around here and find 10 girls hotter than her in a second.
Well, I'm fine with that,
Taco Tuesday sounds great. Yeah.
I heard Larry the Cable Guy say that, his like he and his wife, had a list of anybody that they were allowed to have a pass with, and she had, like Matthew McConaughey or, all these celebrities. He's like, I had the cashier from Walmart and I had this. That's kind of like Rachel Zegler to me. I'm fine with her. I'm cool that she looks average, like the average girl.
I mean, sure, that's fine, but you're supposed to be a Disney princess.
Yeah, now that
I don't see that.
She's miscast big time.
100%.
Oh, before you go,
she's one of those actors that they're just trying to push. They're just trying to push these. It's like same with what's his name, Pedro Pascal and stuff. It's like he's fine as an actor or whatever, but he shouldn't be in goddamn everything, or it shouldn't feel like he's in everything.
Just one thing really quickly before we go. This is how a wife or a future wife should praise their husband. This is after Saquon Barkley had a great MVP performance in the Super Bowl. She said, this is everything. He works harder than everyone I've ever met. To see him do this is just my dream to see him do this, living his dream. That's how you be a woman right there. You prop your man up as the best. You know, it's like if I had a wife, which I don't, I'm a fucking virgin incel loser. Obviously, I just stay in my house and beat off every day, and I don't go to work because I'm black. If I had a wife,
clip that. It's the most true thing MSK said since I've known him.
God, like if I had a wife and my friends came over, what would I think be good? This is a pet peeve of mine. I think she should offer them, yeah, hey, you guys want any food? You guys want any water? That right there elevates you as a man. Your girlfriend cares about trying to make everyone happy around her. That kind of stuff makes you a good wife. Not fucking talking about your abortion rights. You know, and no one ain't trying to hear that bullshit. I'll Superman myself on a wall if I hear that shit. Hi, Bricks. Ugh. No? All right.
Nope.
No, that's dead. You're dead. You Superman or something to a brick wall. You're dead. You literally wasted. But you know, black people always do crime, and it's just in their DNA at this point. Hey everyone, I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about Disney's Rachel Zegler's Snow White movie coming out in 2025 very soon. But so before you guys see this video, I will have uploaded my Snow White teaser trailer reaction that I did with the boys a long time ago, and that was one of the funniest videos we've ever done. We completely roasted Rachel Zegler. So I don't want to just rehash everything I already said in that video. Just go and watch that. So basically, long story short, for this video, if you guys haven't watched that video, is Rachel Zegler is an insufferable, literal retarded piece of shit. So obviously most women, because most women are insufferable and they just can't take accountability for anything. She's had multiple L's constantly throughout this tenure of her being freaking Snow White and everything. But the box office projections for her Snow White movie have finally come out. And keep in mind, this movie's had just about as many reshoots and re-edits and cuts and all that stuff as Captain America 4. Keep in mind, this movie's had CGI implemented to it, because originally, you guys remember that Snow White in the 7D they were going to use actual dwarves. Crazy people. It's we're getting in territory that is.
They look like nightmare lawn gnomes. That right now they look like nightmare lawn gnomes. Like that's what they look like.
And you know, I'll say this. You know, the freaking Ariel casting, making her black and all that stuff is obviously bad, and I don't agree with that. I don't agree with any race swaps or gender swaps, as you guys know. But at least for Snow White, since this was the first animated movie that put Disney on the map, you know, you think like, okay, they cast the person with the correct skin color. Snow White, Snow was purest white snow. Pretty sure it can't get more descriptive than that. People say, you got to follow the source material. That is the source material. That literally is what her character is supposed to look like. They casted a Puerto Rican. People say, but it makes no difference. What if the actor is good? Doesn't matter. You know, there's people that get casted accurately for skin color and you can get a good performance. What is this line of logic where you have to cast a good actor but forsake the facial features? You can get both. You know that, right? But you guys can't hold two thoughts in your head. You're fucking retarded as hell. But nevertheless, let's see what her movie is actually attempting to make opening weekend. So this movie's budget is somewhere, I forgot the actual official number they put out, or it's rumored. Isn't it like $200 million, somewhere around like the Flashes? Like it's 250, 280, maybe 300 highest.
I would think right? Pretty close to 300 is what I would think.
Rachel Zegler's Snow White early box office projections eyeing continued downward trend for live action Disney remake. So I will say this. Hey, I never admit this. I was wrong. I thought Sonic 3 was going to crush Mufasa. I was wrong. Mufasa won fair and square. And you guys always say I can't be humble and can't admit when I'm wrong. I was wrong. Sorry. I thought Sonic 3 was generally going to beat it. It didn't. So
I didn't think it was going to beat it. I thought it was going to barely scrape by, which is what I felt it did. And Sonic has only grown. Like you can watch the numbers from the first movie to the third movie.
Yeah.
In Sonic, each one that releases actually grows. But if you want to compare it like that, you can look at the first one, the Lion King, and it made like 1.6 billion. This one made what,
64?
6 million, 64.
Yeah.
Or, so, 600. It's still that's not bad. It's not bad. But I almost guarantee nobody rewatches these movies. People are going to rewatch Sonic a bunch.
Sonic will be
like when that
rewatched
shit
forever.
drops on Paramount or whatever, people
Yeah.
are going to be watching it instantly. Like,
Agreed.
Yeah.
And Sonic to me
Nobody's
was, I
watching
mean,
that shit.
I haven't seen Mufasa. I love the animated Lion King movie. It's one of my favorite movies ever made. I've seen clips from the live action movie. That looks like trash. I have no clue that made $1 billion freaking dollars. I do because it's at the Lion King.
You don't want somebody to sing about your brother or whatever that shit is.
They always break into
You don't
tune.
want
Like no
that?
one does that in real life. Imagine
Oh,
doing that in
God.
real life. You just breaking a tune. I would love to have sex with women. It's like no one does that. If you do that, you're fucking probably on meth or
The only
some
people
shit.
around here that do that is MSK, and we chastise him endlessly about it.
I think Rachel Zegler, as you guys know from the previous video that I said, go watch that, get the context of all her bullshit. The D23, the whole weird thing. She's talking about what were the strike? If this movie is streamed and blah blah blah, I'm gonna get paid. And I'll say this guy's woman's retarded as hell. She was just an absolutely insufferable idiot. Hope this movie fucking fails just because of her, you know. And so we're supposed to believe Gal Gadot is the one that's jealous of her.
Yeah, no.
Okay, I guess. Like, why do they keep doing these live action remakes? Guys, I'll be after for any of these live action remakes because most of them are not that good, if at all. Go watch the animated ones. Just literally watch those. Those are the better movies. By far, it's not even close. Like, you think, like, okay, maybe it might be a little. No, it's by far and away those are better. It's not even in the same league as the animated movies. But people think animation is for kids, so they gotta remake shit in live action because it's more better in my proper cinema. Like, shut the fuck up, man.
The biggest problem that they have with like the animation or like the live action stuff, especially when they go from something that's very cartoonish, is you lose that kind of well, you lose the kind of like the fun whimsicalness and like, you know, a great example would be, Little Mermaid. Like I remember going to watch that. I made it through the first song and I was like, oh, the first song's okay. By the time we got to the second song, I literally walked out. I was like, this is because all the fish, they're just fish. And then they talk like people, but they don't have the expressive eyes. They don't have the characteristics. They don't have the character behind them at all. It's jarring. It's very weird. And, they tried to do it apparently with Mufasa. I haven't seen Mufasa, but it's like they tried to make them more expressive. But when you try to do this live action shit with these certain type of characters and whatever, it just doesn't translate well. You don't get that emotion. You don't get the expressiveness. You don't get you just don't get it in these live action things at all. And to have a person try to express that kind of stuff, just even a person trying to express the stuff that a cartoon can, like, I mean, anime is a great example, like the crazy effects and stuff that go behind them when they freak out and their eyes get all big and there's like fire behind them or something. You're like, you're not going to get that from a person. You're just not. You get it from me.
I can do it. No. All right. What do you want to say,
But
Bob?
a lot of that expressiveness and stuff, it gives us a glimpse inside to what the character's thinking.
And
that's
it's an extra layer. It's an extra layer that's missing. You're missing layers to these characters.
And then for like the animals, I mean, you're talking about characters that they're giving human qualities to, and then when you try to make them lifelike, you're not going to get that because they're not human characters in reality. So you've taken, like you said, Cyphax, you've taken away that expressiveness.
Also, I want to point out the fact that Disney has been all into this like DEI bullshit. Disney's been like, oh, minorities, underrepresented people. This is a shit company because I don't know why you guys believe bullshit these companies say. They just telling you what you want to hear. This company for years, literally since like when? 2013, 14, 15 has been like, oh, minorities and underrepresented marginalized groups. These aren't even real dwarfs they're using. These are CGI. They literally fired all the black people that were going to be fucking hell. They fired all the black people that were going to be the dwarfs. The dwarfs, when they're fucking like 6 feet tall black dudes, going to be Riley Reading, Rachel Zegler in this fucking movie probably. No, they don't care about minorities. Why do you guys believe that nonsense? They literally did that. But it doesn't matter because they're on your right side of the politics. You guys are fucking retarded, man. Nevertheless,
I mean, even in the movie, I mean, it's like she has all the dwarves do all the cleaning that she was originally going to do. And to be fair,
God,
right now,
man.
that's pretty accurate with the politics right now because you're going to have to do your own cleaning and you can't just get it for free by doing slave labor to all your dwarf friends.
Remember during the Trump inauguration, they went to that Catholic lady where she was like, "Who will the immigrants? Who will pick our crops?
Retarded. Yeah.
Who will pick our crops?" Can't be more openly racist than that. Just putting it out there.
Who are going to pay underwage wages to do all this stuff? Like where did you're going to deport our slave labor? How dare you? Like that's literally what you're saying to the American people. Like you're going to take away our slave labor? Wow.
I was lost when she said, "Who will pick our crops?" That it's okay. They didn't even try and hide it at this point.
When that's your argument, it's like, dude, you guys are so far gone. You don't even do you even hear the words that you're saying? Or you like
they don't?
They
oh god.
They don't even grasp it. It's insane.
With the movie still just over a month away, early box office projections are coming in for the live-action Snow White remake and are in the middle of the pack. Golden Globe winner Rachel Zegler is leading the ensemble cast for the film in the titular role, with the story now seeing Snow as the daughter of a king who was usurped by Gal Gadot's evil queen, and after escaping from her castle, plots to reclaim the kingdom with the help of 7 magical creatures. Oh god, they don't say dwarfs. Fucking hell, man. Helmed by Mark Webb, who did the Amazing Spider-Man movies, you guys remember. So yeah. Mark, I know you need money, bro, but why did you ever direct this? Paycheck. The Snow White remake garnered lots of controversy during its production. Despite its controversies, as reported by Deadline, the early box office projections for Snow White are proving modest as of now. Zegler's live-action remake is currently on track for a $63 to $70 million domestic opening weekend, so not worldwide. This is just what it'll potentially make here in America, as reported by both Quorum and the publication's own sources. This would effectively mark Zegler's biggest grossing opening weekend to date, with the current record being held by the Hunger Games Ballad of Songbirds and Buttfucks with $44.6 million.
Ballad, by the way.
Yeah. I actually liked that movie, so
I can read. But Hunger Games first movie is the only one I ever watched because I just didn't really care to return to more of them. I
read the books. I was dating this girl and she was like, "Hey,
you're dating a girl? That's crazy. What hell do you?"
Yeah, what a concept. You ever heard of that before? You probably haven't. I understand. It's foreign to you. Very foreign.
I know you can't relate in this case.
I can't see myself in that fucking scenario. I'm sorry. I've only just
we understand you can only see yourself in other dudes, but
okay.
That's
I'm
a
Charlie
you
Harper
situation.
From 2.5 Men. I was one night stands every night, hot girls flying out of my house.
You said you want to be hard for 2.5 Men? What?
Okay, all right.
What was that?
I'm Charlie Harper from 2.5 Men.
I feel like we learn something new about you every day.
I think you're Alan from 2.5
Or actually, we don't.
You'd be living on my couch if I was in that scenario, but that's just me personally, While a $63 to $70 million haul is a modest figure, if it does prove more concrete upon Snow White's March 20 release, it is not a great sign for the movie's final box office tally. Reports are currently varying on the movie's final budgetary figures. Now, we've even had this as a talking point that, Ryan Cannell put out in his video with the Marvel one. Guys, Disney will literally lie to you about movies' budgets. Now, to be fair, back in the day, you believed them if a movie's budget was true. But now we know studios might be lying about the final budget numbers. Though it's been reported that the film could have cost upward of $269 million when factoring in marketing and theatrical release costs, which typically are about 2.5 times the production budget. That would put the movie's break-even point at $673 million. That's insane. That's just break-even. That's not profit.
They're not coming close to that, man.
Come on, guys. That's just like you just essentially lost making this movie. That's not profit. They're not happy. Anyone that says studios are fine with breaking even, you're actually stupid. Do you think these studios invest millions of dollars, hundreds of $millions just to break even? Literally, actually stop. Literally, throw your phone in the trash. Delete your delete your social media. You're stupid.
I'm gonna go back to the same example. I'm gonna go back to the same example I use all the time. Like, hey man, and this will just make it easier for people at our level, maybe of whatever money. I don't know
What do you
how
mean?
good people are with their money. Let's
Like,
just
'cause I'm a
break it
genius,
down for
obviously.
layman, easy amount of money. Give me $200, and then in 2 years, I'm gonna hand you maybe $205. Do you think that's a fucking good investment? That's a terrible goddamn investment.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you made $5 in 2 years
And keep in
at
mind,
best.
theater cuts all in
And
America got to get
that's
their
being
cuts.
generous of what these things actually pull. That's the equivalent for these billion-dollar companies for a regular person to be putting their money into. That's a terrible investment. Don't do that investment. These billion-dollar companies, it's way bigger figures.
Yeah.
It's stupid. It's absolutely stupid.
This is one of those things where theater cuts, and here in America, as I mentioned just a second ago, then you have overseas. This is getting played in overseas. They're going to get their cut. So essentially, even if it does hit that number right here, doesn't matter. You lost. You made nothing. What did you make?
It's not going to hit that. Little Mermaid didn't even get close to that.
It made what?
Little Mermaid.
It made like 540.
Under 600 million.
Yeah. What? Oh my goodness. Snow. What? Little
and that
Mermaid
one wasn't
and
trashed on anywhere as hard as this is. This one's getting way more trashed on.
Way
That
more
one
real.
was,
Well, to be fair, it might be even. The Little Mermaid backlash was huge, actually.
it was pretty bad, but I mean, this one's, I think one of the first trailers was for like the
no one wanted to go see Little Mermaid in the
2 million
hood.
downloads.
No one's
Like,
trying to see Little Mermaid drink grape drink and fucking do her Shaniqua hair. Like, no one's trying to see that shit.
Well,
you know?
and then when you got a chick whose eyes are in different galaxies, that doesn't.
Oh,
help
okay.
either.
Oh my god. If to look at how Snow White's opening compares to other live action Disney remakes, it would put Zegler's film right in the middle of the bunch, particularly when not factoring in sequels or prequels. In addition to the lowest since Tim Burton's Dumbo, it would also be a continuation of the genre's downward trend at the box office, with most titles falling well shy of the $90 to $100 million range that early remakes enjoyed in their opening weekends. See how Snow White's box office projections compare to other recent Disney remakes and adaptations in the chart below. So we can see opening domestic weekend versus what their final was at. So there's some impressive numbers here. But as you can see, past this one, there's been hit or misses here and there. Aladdin made $1 billion. Obviously, Lion King is Maleficent's sequel, not really doing as well as the first one. You have Cruella. I liked Cruella. I just didn't. But the problem with doing Cruella was, why did you make it that movie? You could have just did this movie without it calling it Cruella. I really don't know, because the movie I thought was fine. That would have been a great movie if it wasn't attached to a Disney character known as Cruella, in my opinion. Little Mermaid, that's what Bob said, $500 million. That made no profit. Snow White, we don't know yet. So look at all, like, comparing all the what?
I was going to say Snow White's going to crash and burn, but I do think Lilo and Stitch is going to do really well.
Yeah, Lilo and Stitch's marketing has been pretty good. They even did a Super Bowl commercial that people actually liked.
Yeah, I do not doubt that one will hit $1 billion.
That one might get there. Lilo and Stitch is very big.
It feels like, every year, maybe every 2 years so far, like Disney has been throwing out a movie that, it breaks that mold. It's like, okay, we got a bunch. It's the one thing that floats the rest of their crappy projects. Like last year was Inside Out 2, right? It was like Inside Out 2 made like 1.6 billion or something. And it's like, but everything else lost a ton of movie. Yeah. And then if they're going to they're supposed to drop Avatar 3 this year. Whether you like this movie or not.
Yeah.
Well, last one almost made 2 billion, or it did make 2 billion.
It did.
You can't rule those ones out, and those things float crappy projects like this. So it's like, as much as this one might fail, the rest of the stuff is going to be made up there, and they're going to be like, yeah, we still actually netted 150 to 200 million dollars.
Yeah.
Isn't that bad?
They're going to do that thing of like, oh, it made a lot of money
for every movie. They don't want that for one movie to float everything else.
It's like what I call the surface level box office number that people look at. People look at the number and go, oh, it made a lot of money. that's not really how that works, though. It's just not.
No.
But no one really understands these things. You have to constantly reiterate it because people think, "Oh, my movie made."
Well, that's why I was
$600
surprised
million.
this article actually addressed it, where they were like, "Oh, this actually needs to make 670 million to break even." Usually, there's a lot of people say if it cost $100 million and it says it made 150, people are like, "It made $50 million." It was like, no, the fuck it didn't. It's in the hole for like 25 right now. Like,
yeah.
Still.
Oh God. Barring Cruella, which had a simultaneous theatrical and Disney Plus premiere release due to the certain virus, most other Disney live action remakes in the same opening weekend range as Snow White fell well short of $600 million, though Mufasa the Lion King's box office saw a gradual rise after a slow start, eventually overtaking Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and becoming a success. Snow White might not fare as well, particularly after the movie's various controversies from Rachel Zegler's remake. Despite the various hurdles facing the movie, I do still believe there is a chance that the live action Snow White remake could find its way to being a box office success. As previously noted, Mufasa the Lion King was able to ride on its positive audience word of mouth to become a success, and given Zegler's film has generally quiet opening release weekend, only up against the Robert De Niro-led Alto Nights, the family demographic can put their full focus into the Disney remake should they want to. That's like the only thing it might have going for it. It's going to get released in a month where it's only going to be competing with this. Like
that's the only thing that I have like a little bit of maybe apprehension about the box office for Captain America, because if you look at the month, like, so it releases this Thursday, and for the next month there's basically nothing else out there. There's like a couple horror movies, and horror movies do okay, but they're not going to take away from the blockbuster movie that's in theater right now. So like the Captain America is going to be the blockbuster for about a month, and if they're doing the same thing with this one, it might be the blockbuster technically. However you want to look at it, it's just true.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I'll even say this. Hey, I admitted I was wrong with Sonic 3 beating Mufasa. I generally thought it was going to win. If Captain America 4 and this one do well, the box office, and they actually make profit, I'm not talking break-even bullshit where you don't make money, I will admit I was wrong. But I generally do not think Captain America 4 is making profit for that for Disney. I just don't think so.
I don't think it's going to make profit. I definitely don't think Snow White's going to make any profit at all. I'd be surprised. Like, I can maybe see it passing 400 just out of the name alone.
Yeah,
but with the amount of hate,
I think it does Venom 3 numbers 430 max.
Like, yeah, if this was, if I could bet on it, I wouldn't. Like, just put it that way. I wouldn't
bet on it.
No, exactly.
Yeah,
so I got no faith in that movie.
Bob, what are your closing thoughts and opinions on Rachel Zegler's Snow White disaster coming up?
Well, it is going to be a disaster.
That's a layup right there. There you go.
And the thing is, I don't want to hate on it because, well, okay, I do want to hate on it because they've been way.
You had me in the first half. Not gonna lie, you had me.
Yeah, she's put her foot in her mouth way too much. And the sad thing is, I don't even.
If she puts her foot in the mouth in the movie, people might go see it. Like,
yeah, exactly.
They're into that shit.
The problem is, I don't even think she's that bad of an actress, but she just can't keep her mouth shut outside of or on social media, and because of that, I think that's really going to affect the movie. Plus, there is a downward trend. This has just been one that's been reshot and delayed and reshot and delayed. And because of that, I just think people have lost any interest that there would have been had they released it, say, a couple years ago. So yeah, there's just too much. You take politics into mind. The mentality has changed, and they don't want to see Snow White go and liberate all of her people and be a revolutionary. That's not going to fly as it would have, say, a few years ago. So I just don't see this having.
It didn't really fly back then.
What's
like,
that?
It didn't even fly. It didn't fly and or work really back then either.
That's
it was
true.
just like that was just the accepted norm. Like, okay, this is of course it's going to happen, and people just like, I guess this is what we're seeing.
Yeah.
But now it's like we're done with this. We've been done with this. Can we get back to like a monochrome of normalness?
Yeah,
something. And this isn't going to do it. They always say what Hollywood is about 5 years behind, give or take, of whatever the current things are going on. So we're still going to get movies like this. And at this point, they've invested so much into them. They can't even really, trash them for a tax break, because it's like, oh, the tax break isn't even worth it. So they got to release it and hope for something, That's about it. That's all they got going for them.
Well, as you guys, did you say your last price?
That was basically what I was going to say. So.
Okay, yeah, because I give you a fat contract to be here. You get paid millions to be here, obviously, and you get a lot of hot ladies and clout.
Right.
All right. So as you guys know, for me, there have been some Disney live action remakes. They've done well at the box office. Some of them have. And you saw a chart. They actually have more hits than non-hits. But the problem here, we're running into a different landscape. Compared to back in the day when you were actively trying to go see them because you love the animated version so much, that's not the case anymore. The numbers, just look at the Mufasa movie, $1 billion plus, like not just a billion, it's like $1 billion plus an extra 200-some million on top of that. Mufasa, 600 million. The Maleficent sequel, 400-some million. Cruella double release didn't do so well. We're in a different box office landscape than we used to be. So, like back in the day, you'd be like, this would be guaranteed $1 billion, or at least like $800 million, right? Yeah, that's not how it works anymore. No, people don't do that whole, it's guaranteed it's going to make this. No, unless it's a literal surefire thing. And Rachel Zegler, I'd blow her back out. She gave me an opportunity. That's just me personally, because I have a lot of riz. But I wouldn't talk to her afterwards. She's like the girl you sleep with it one night and go like, thank God, or get the fuck out of my house. You couldn't stand that. Women's rights. Shut up. Get the fuck out of my house. What the hell? Women's rights. But I just have no hope for this. We saw the trailer that it looked laughably bad. Laughably bad. The original guy who made Disney into what it is would be appalled. Didn't like some of his kids or whatever talk about how disrespectful it was for Disney to do that to his movie, to cast someone that looks like her, to all that stuff. It's a lot of controversies. And keep in mind, after we just sold out the Super Bowl, the celebrities here in America are not in the good graces right now of the public. And given her recent controversies, probably about as hated as much as Taylor Swift, being honest here. So we'll see how it goes. Will I watch it? I'll be honest, I've watched every single Snow White movie ever. So maybe it's one of those random franchises I've seen in a movie. I might see it. I don't know. I'll say this, go watch Mirror Mirror. It's a much better Snow White movie anyway, honestly. And it has better songs too. And the ending song was fucking fire. So yeah, that's my final piece on it. Rachel Zegler, hey yo, you trying to have some fun some nights? Just hit your boy up. But thank you guys for checking out this video. If you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it. Comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. I'm MSK, aka Master Swag King. We're gonna sign out, guys. See you guys later. Peace. All right, we're wrapping it up here in about 5 to 10 minutes. Actually, we had a great show. Oh my goodness, we knocked out the park, boys. Fist bump. Right.
There you go.
All right. Okay. Looking for that cool bro moment. He's like, "Nah, I ain't gonna do it. Always got to be."
About, man. I can go back and forth. Like, cool, yeah, not cool. Cool, not cool. Like,
why are you so
kind of hard?
Why are you so white? God damn it! All right. Yeah, man. We did everything. Like, dildos. What are you into?
Said pigment. Like, I don't even think any of those letters are in there other than I.
Give me 1 second here. 1 second here. Yeah, we'll start with outros. Bob, what you got planned coming up, man?
Not really a whole lot, except hopefully get a review of Captain Falcon later this week. Hopefully have it out by Friday. And you can catch me on my channel at Bob Loves Movies, and on my other my secondary channel with a couple of my friends where we put on the show called Dad's Turn to Talk. Channel for that is just at Dad's Turn to Talk. At Dad's Turn to Talk, all just one word. So go check it out. Oh, and actually, here in a couple of weeks, we're hoping to have the director from the new SpongeBob Netflix movie that's going to be releasing on. So we're hoping.
Did you like the other ones?
Yeah, we're hoping to work that out. But as of right now, it looks like it's a go. But we'll see if. I mean, it's still a couple of weeks out, so hopefully nothing falls through.
Right on.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Oh, man, that first one they put out with the 2D animation, they went to that 3D animated model. I don't know why. It just looks jarring, for SpongeBob. But Syfax, I know you gain a lot of clout here, and women hit you up all the time asking for my number. You got anything coming up?
I mean, someone around here has to do it. It's clearly not you. So yeah, there you go with that. But no, because Cobra Kai, the final season stuff's dropping. I was doing I did the last 3 of 5 episodes. I think I'm going to do the 4 and 5 before the new season drops. And then I've been really loving Solo Leveling season 2. Like, that shit is fucking awesome. And I've been talking about wanting to do some anime stuff. So I think I should start jumping into some of that. My main thing, like I said, I'm trying to learn a new program to either get my editing in, and it'll probably be not a lot of editing in it, but it'll just be my takes. Just, I don't know. I got to get used to this program anyways. It just seems like it'll actually stay here, and CapCut has been screwing me. So fuck that program. So I'm trying to learn that. And then I'm going to try to work on like an intro for some streams and some clips. And then I'll probably start dropping some streams. I don't know, hopefully next week. Maybe if I really have some time this week, I'll start it on sometime this week. At least do one, maybe like almost a new test stream, but with actually some stuff to play instead of me just fumbling and whatever. So that's the goal. That, and obviously Thursday I'll be seeing Captain America with DA. We'll probably do an out of theater review. So if you want to see our review on that, check that out, and we'll probably be talking about it afterwards. So there's that.
Oh, yep. As you guys know, for myself, same with these guys. Watching Captain Africa American? No, Captain Blackfrica. Captain Africa America.
Captain Blafrican. Yeah.
Yeah. Captain Food Stamps, Captain EBT Swiper. Captain EBT Card Swiper. They have cards now back, in these days, right?
Yeah. Captain Savior of the Section 8. I don't know, something like that.
Yep.
It'll be
Captain of the DEI hires. All the names we could come up with. But yes, I'm going to be watching Captain America 4 this week on Friday. Oh, no, I ruined my life. Kidding, joking. So watching Captain Africa.
MSK, you got to do better.
You got to do better, Senator. You got to do better.
Watching Captain America 4 Thursday for my time. After I get done with my taxes. So I'm going to go wake up, get my taxes done around 1 o'clock, come home, film. We'll start to film the vlog because I'm going to do an episode of Full Day of going to the movie theater on it. Go watch it, come home, because I do my spoiler-free review in the vlog, and then I'll do the Cloud9 podcast. So Saturday, we'll do an open spoiler discussion for it because we'll have already watched it because we're going to be on the show, obviously. So we'll already be there. So yeah, that's all I got planned coming up. Still reeling from the front of my bank account. I have to fucking peel back from. Bullshit right in life. What else I have to do? Gonna be, someone who wanted to watch the Super Bowl watch party of me not harassing Anna up. That's on Red Rumble channel. I could not have did that on YouTube. People asking for it. You can't watch the Super Bowl with audio playing on YouTube or Twitter. That would have been an L, actually. So no. If you want to watch the watch party, it's on Rumble. It'll be a Rumble exclusive kind of thing. I don't do exclusive Rumble content. I just don't do it. But for that kind of occasion, it's a one-time thing. So whatever. Going to be doing some other things I have planned. I have comic book reviews to do with Last Comic Fan and Professor Savage Dad, MSK show episodes, lots of content. So yeah, make sure you subscribe, like, comment, do all that fun stuff. I'm obviously a rich, good-looking, hot dude with the mind that it has expanded to the point of galaxy brain level. Yeah. So hope you guys had a great damn Sci-Fi teaches you guys blow his brains out. Holy fuck. God damn. Oh gosh. Hopefully you guys had a great Super Bowl weekend. I did. Fly Eagles fly, baby. We're on top now. Taylor Swift on her knees, choking on this fat cock. That's just what women do for me. So thank you guys for checking out this episode of the MSK Show.